Hello everyone and welcome back to the STPL. It's been a while since not only the STPL has been on, it's been like 2 months, but it's been like 2.5 months since I've casted, so hello.
Yeah, what's up? I believe this is, if I'm not mistaken, STPL. This is the first broadcast ever on twitch.tv/STPL.
Yeah.
So if you guys are weirded out by the channel or you don't know why you're here, it's like, where's that Qikz channel? I only watch StarCraft on Qikz TV, or what is it? Qikz SD.
Qikz SD,
like,
yeah.
no. Well, Qikz has SD'd, it has self-destructed, and now it is the StarCraft Team Pro League. I don't know. We'll figure out what that stands for later on.
It's
Anyways,
all good.
It's great to be back, Qikz.
Yeah, and thanks for the sub, Aggie, by the way. Saw that come in, that was nice of you. Basically, this is the first broadcast of Season 2 as well. On our new home, I decided to change the channel name because nobody could spell my old username anyway. So it was a case of just change the channel and get going. We've got a couple of show matches coming your way today. It was meant to be 1 best of 7. But rather than that, I thought let's make it 2 best of 5s. So we get more games. We won't talk about the reason why it's not a best of 7, but that's fine. Well, the secret. Mum's the word, as they say.
I'll never get over that Too Good, like that James Too Good Harding mum's the word joke he was telling with In Control at DreamHack or Asus ROG a million years ago. Oh, what a legend. Anyway, as my similarly British co-host, I'm very happy that we have games to cast. We've got two series, and they're featuring 4 of the teams that will be participating in the upcoming season of STPL. And so we're starting things off with a show match in case you're wondering which players are playing on which teams or which teams are competing in the tournament. Well, your questions are about to be answered.
Yeah, so let's actually have a look at the full list of teams that are going to be playing in STPL Season 2. Most of the teams from Season 1 have come back. I think the only team that dropped out was BWL, who dropped out in Round 4 anyway. And we've got 2 new teams in EF, Eternal Friends, who are a South American clan, and Nice, who are kind of a mix of everywhere. So 2 additional teams joining in. Both the teams have had a few issues with BWCL, but they've promised me that they will sort their stuff out, ready for this. So kind of excited to see how they're all going to do. But we're going to see 4 of our returning teams today. It's going to be Valhalla versus iRk. iRk came 3rd overall in Season 1. Valhalla team kind of joined us quite late. They didn't qualify to the overall playoffs. But the important thing to note this time is rather than having 2 groups, it's just 1 big group. Everybody will play everyone else, and it's only 1 round, so it's going to be a lot easier to follow.
Yes. Well, I mean, hopefully. The idea is that it's not going to last for a million years. You'll be able to come to watch STPL, and you'll have kind of a shorter season. If you watch a lot of Spanish language television, then you know what a TV novela is, and this is going to be our sort of mini like K-drama, J-drama, TV novela, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be bite-sized. It's got the same actors, but they're in a different show every few weeks. So I'm excited. And this is a holdover from our year-long STPL, and I don't think it's a surprise to see 2 members of Seoul way up at the top.
Yeah, I'm keeping the top 10. So the top 10 is going to be overall across all the STPL events. There's not been any more STPL events yet, but there will be. They're still in planning and everything, so we're going to sort all those out at a later time. But these were the top 10. This is based on ELO even, so regardless of how many games someone has played, someone can kind of catapult themselves up the ranking. You can see at the very bottom there, Tai2 made it into the top 10, and he's only actually played 9 games, and that was 9 games over 15 months, which really isn't that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. This is, obviously within STPL. I'm sure that overall he's played more than 9 games. But the idea is that, I kind of expected that just because he is one of the players that has played the most, that he would have more games in that regard.
Yes. Well, I mean, Tai2 kind of switched teams a couple of times throughout the tournament, so he's found
Yeah,
his new
he
home
was a
on Seoul.
mercenary.
Yeah, he was. People keep going on about Korean mercenaries, but Tai2 was the original. He's the OG, OG
He's a
American mercenary.
he's like American Chinese, right? I remember because Artosis was talking about like the players that he had to beat to qualify for Corrupted Cup. He's like, I beat the Korean American, the Korean American, the Korean American, the Chinese Americans. Like, where are the actual American Americans? I'm like Artosis, they're all actual American Americans. He's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, never mind. But he just wanted to say that he beat Koreans and Chinese because they're the best at StarCraft. Well, in theory, but
Yeah, I mean, we don't really see much from Chinese players anymore. Not like we used to anyway because of WCG. But having a look at our teams here, iRk, easily one of the highest performing teams of Season 1. They came third overall. They won 20 of their matches. And, I mean, if you didn't see Season 1, just the number of matches that iRk actually won should show you how long this lasted. Like, even the amount of games they've played. I don't know how we managed to make it through those 15 months rapid, but
dude,
we did.
I don't even know. Did I cast from the very beginning?
You
I don't think
joined.
I think I
You joined about 2 months in because that was when you come to the UK, and it was after that you kind of got more involved. But yeah, that was even for you. It was like 13 or 12 months or something. It's just insane.
yeah, it was that was wow, that was a long time ago. I can't even believe that. You know how much has happened just in my life, also in the life of StarCraft since STPL started a million years ago? It's
Yeah.
so crazy that now we're about to start another season. So I'm pretty excited. So these are two of the teams. iRk obviously goes like way back, and Valhalla joined a little bit later on. But the players for those teams, you're gonna get to know a few of the newer players from Valhalla, but you might recognize a few friendly faces from iRk.
Yeah. So there's going to be a few PvPs in this series. It kind of feels like we're going all the way back to the beginning of Season 1, which, to be honest, is kind of fitting given we're at the start of Season 2. But basically, we're starting with a PvT, Oyaji versus Psycho. Psycho, one of the Clan Wiko members, I don't know if I'm saying that right, actually, that joined Valhalla, where they're going to have a PvP between DeWalt and DK. Then we're going to have a PvP between Favorite and Missy U. Or Miss You, I guess, would make more sense. And then we're going to have another PvT with Tim versus Forever.
Yeah, man, I gotta watch more Tim games after he 2-1'd the legend Artosis in the what was it, SCC, it was like
NASSL?
yeah, that one, yeah. I gotta watch more of the up and coming legend. I read that interview. He's the new hotness. We got to have more Tim in our games, if it makes it to him. Actually, I guess it will guaranteed make it to him, but
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing with Tim as well is, we can go into this a little bit later, but he kind of came from nowhere and he absolutely bossed everything. So we won't go into the player history on a few of these. We'll leave it. Obviously, all the history so far is going to be from Season 1. And I would say, well, it's true, the vast majority of today's players didn't even play in Season 1, so there's no real reason to have a look at those. But let's have a look at our first map. It's going to be one of my favorite maps, and probably one of the only places you'll see this map ever again. It's Neo Arkanoid.
I remember when you asked me before, it's like, what would some good maps for the next season be? You know what I said? I said Qikz. I said no, I didn't. I said every other map besides Neo Arkanoid, because like, who legitimately picks this? But no, like, looking at this map, not only can you tell that it is way old school, this is the map, if I'm not mistaken, this is the map that Mind Royal wrote it on.
I'm gonna have to check that for the real season. I have no idea. I just remember this map being cool.
No, I remember that I got linked to this map because they were debating about which maps would be used for the next season, because I started watching it in 2007. And so I didn't even know that this map was like in contention. Somebody was like, yeah, let's use this map. And I still didn't know anything about Brood War maps. And I looked at that and I was like, that map looks pretty weird, because it's got everything, right?
Yeah.
The only thing it doesn't have is like a middle base. It's got doodads, and more doodads. It's got like, well, I think it's 2 different sets of doodads in it. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm just really excited to see this. Thanks for bringing it back, Qikz.
It's cool. Luckily enough, we're starting with the TVP as well. This is I guess it is, by all intents and purposes, an island map, but you would call it a semi-island map, as you can break your way through the middle. It's going to be very difficult to do that, though, as those buildings have a lot of health, and it's also kind of difficult to take a second and third base without any attacking units, so you won't see any, like, 12 nexus or anything like that. But without further ado, let's get into game number 1. It is Oyaji versus Psycho on Neo Arkanoid.
I still remember how to set latency. Yeah, it's all coming back to me.
Well, speaking of coming back to us, starting off here, that doesn't make any sense, but starting off here in the bottom right-hand position, we do have the White Terran fighting for Valhalla team. It's Psycho.
It's 4 sets of doodads. All right, let me introduce his opponent in the orange, playing for the International Rebel Kids. What does iRk stand for again?
It's like a Swedish name. I cannot remember.
Yeah, I know. There's a reason I can't remember it anywhere. I thought I saw who or somebody was in chat.
Nage was in chat. He'll know.
Yeah,
he can explain it.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Somebody can translate that. If somebody wants to type a phonetic way that I'm supposed to say that in chat, then I'll say that for iRk. But yeah, that's them. Yeah, so there's 3 different types of doodads, or four actually. So there's 4 doodads.
Yeah.
There are the Xel'Naga temples. Behind those, there's a row of power generators, and Xel'Naga temples are 5,000 HP. Power generators are only 800. So lots and lots of HP there.
Yeah.
But then in between, there's the Protoss temples that let you out of your main base, basically.
Yeah.
And those are 1,500. But then blocking exposed are 4 mature chrysalises. And if I'm not mistaken, these guys have like 5 armor.
Yeah, they are very difficult to kill, but once you do kill them, you do get access to 2 very easy to take bases. I've just been kind of showing off the map on stream a little bit here, but you can see that Psycho has definitely played this map before. He's actually adding a depot at the front of these temples because, as you mentioned, these temples actually have a lot less health than the other ones. And if someone wants to do some kind of proxy rush, it is possible to do it. It's just very hard. Like, it's not something you would normally see, but you do need that scouting down. But you can already see the command center is actually going up next to the Chrysalis as well. Oh, they don't actually have 5 armor on this map. That's fine.
Okay. All right. It's not the first time this texture was used. I'm just yeah, kind of weirded out by that. But thanks for clarifying that, Qikz. I still have a lot to learn about that.
Yeah.
So
I think everyone will do.
Yeah,
it's
I'm sure we all do. Somebody corrected me. This is the map that I think Nada won some super sick finals on. Maybe the finals in 2006. I was just remembering the wrong Terran player. But anyway,
that's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to do. I think the biggest thing, like you were talking about with proxy rushes, is floating factories. You can do that pretty easily, and it bypasses all of the normal barriers, and can be super devastating if you do it right. But regardless, as you can see, the SCVs are breaking down the Chrysali, and the command centers coming up. And this map does kind of function like an island map for all intents and purposes. So traditionally, there's not a lot of early aggression, like you were saying.
Yeah, now, there is 2 kind of ways you can play this map. One is how Psycho's playing it. You kill the Chrysalis very, very quickly. You can see that he's sending all of his SCVs up here to expand a little bit quicker. But Tim is playing this the other way. Not Tim, sorry, Oyaji. I've got Tim on the brain. You can go for 1 base here, and going for 1 base Reaver on this map is incredibly strong. Now, you can see just how quickly this Dragoon is cutting through these Chrysalis here. It's not going to be long before Oyaji can actually expand, but the problem for both players is scouting is near impossible in the beginning of the game.
Yeah. I think unless you like, usually on island maps, scouting isn't like extremely important because there's like a general road that you want to go. Like in general, you want to get like The air units are pretty strong early on, and then once you break down, this functions a lot like plasma, right? Where you kind of island off early on, and then as you open up the map, you get access to pathways to push across and kill your opponent's ground units. So in general, what you'll usually see is you break down the crystalli, you expand, and then you tech to air units. But you can also do crazy things, like you said, like like I mentioned, like floating some weird building somewhere. And that's what you see this barracks already lifted off and kind of scouting. Also, it's PvT, so you don't really need the barracks anyway.
Yeah, and it's really good to scout with it. Now, one thing you mentioned about opening up the middle of the map, the strange thing about the way this map works is the middle of the map, the pathways are actually really short. Like, if you break down the middle, it's really quick to go and attack your opponent, and because it's so choked up, it can be very difficult to actually defend against it. So it'll be kind of interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. Oh, he actually seems to have dropped 2 Dragoons, saw where the Terran was, and then came back home, so...
Yeah, I was really excited because, like you said, teching 2 flying units is probably pretty strong. So he drops 2 Dragoons over, and I think he's actually... I thought he was elevatoring for a while, but no, those Dragoons are just chilling.
You know what this could be?
What?
He saw a starport that was blinking without an add-on. He could use these Dragoons to actually snipe the Wraith. That would be really sick if he could do that.
Oh, damn. No, that would be sick. If that's the idea, I think he's actually just elevatoring, but you're right. That would be kind of the big brain play. Because he actually could have just put the Dragoons, like, in the actual shuttle.
Here we go.
Now he's like baiting the Wraith in with the shuttle, but now the Dragoons are going to catch it. The only problem is that Dragoons suck. I mean, Wraiths suck too, but not air versus
Boom.
air.
There's no anti-air left. That's it.
Yeah. Wow. And so now you just pick up and lower down, and it's looking good for our friend Oyaji.
Yeah, the only thing is the Reaver's actually taken a lot of damage already. The target firing by Psycho was very good. Obviously, Psycho has the second base as well, so this isn't going to be the end days for Psycho here, but oh my god, that Reaver shot did not do nearly as much damage as I thought it would do.
Okay, that was a pretty good one. All right, yeah, we've gotten some good shots here. I hope he splits and tries to, okay, well, this game is over, Qikz.
Well, I mean, he can't technically die, right? He's not got any... Well, he's actually still got a good number of SCVs. Building that second command center so early has really helped him. He's actually managed to stabilize unit-wise. And this isn't like a normal map where maybe Oya would have like 10 Dragoons running across the map. He can't. He has to come in with the shuttle. And that's going to take a long time to try and kill a Terran player.
Well, I mean, yeah, I see, here's the thing, and I think I said this like last season, or last
the Corsair.
Is that, yeah, okay, it's not often that you actually see too many Corsairs, but I actually really like it. I mean, I guess ideally you'd build a Scout, but you don't have $1 million, so
yeah,
maybe you need a small loan to build one of those. But, okay, the Corsairs, this is why Corsairs suck. It's like, literally, what did that do? It did nothing. All right, sick, dude. Killing it.
Dropping the natural 3 kills on one Reaver.
Yeah, that's actually really good. So, let's see. Oh, man, why are they still building Scarab? It's like so impossible to tell how many kills a Reaver has. But now they're going to be stranded. I mean, it still locks down the only mining, or the only other mining base, outside the main, for the Terran players. This is still pretty rough to deal with.
Yep.
Although, obviously, siege shots are going to help take that out. But still, it's a nice way to deny that. Obviously, during this, the Protoss players trying desperately to poke out. I think, honestly, the biggest thing about killing off those Reavers is that it doesn't allow the it keeps the Protoss player locked in their base longer, because obviously Reavers are super good at busting through all these neutral buildings.
Yeah. Reavers are amazing at that. Now, the one problem that he does have losing that shuttle is the fact that, yeah, the Reavers were a massive deal, but he has a load of Dragoons kind of just patrolling around, thinking that a dropship's probably coming in from the Terran. And, well, I mean, he is correct, there's a dropship now, but one dropship is not going to be enough to kill a Protoss player here, so the game is going to go on a little bit longer. There is 2 Corsairs out now. Losing that first one is going to be a little bit problematic for him, though. The more Corsairs you have, obviously, the better. Oh, there's 3, sorry.
Say that sentence again, Qikz?
The more Corsairs you have, the better, because it becomes a lot harder. to
PvT.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about Corsairs, right? You usually see Corsairs in PvC because they do really well against mutas, because mutas are very clumped up. And while raids, like, you can micro them, kind of say, oh no, he's gonna snipe the dropship. Oh my god, this is not a.
Wait.
This is like, wait, what? No, they're too fast.
Oh, he lost the one with the tanks in though.
Wow, I can't. Did he really not drop those? That's crazy.
Oh,
Qikz,
maybe
what
he
are
did.
we watching here?
I don't know. I caught those Corsairs late. I could not see them on the orange tile set. This is the fun of going back to casting after so long.
Oh yeah, I'm actually super bad at that anyway.
That's actually a huge play though, because those dropships were really kind of much like the Corsairs building up. The more dropships you have, the harder it is to kill all of them, and you need a good number to get enough mech units across the map to actually go kill your opponent. So, I mean, losing those 2 dropships at the beginning is a massive deal. Okay, this is kind of funny. This is why you need a scout.
I think that's the. Everybody's. The first lesson of StarCraft is scouting is important. Okay. So that's just
oh, the dropship's gonna fly into Dragoons.
Why would you do this? I'm so confused. I mean, I guess it does get to unload the tanks, but also then it dies.
Oh, wow. No! How the hell did that get away?
There's no justice in this world. I'm so upset right now. There's no... okay, well, anyway, that sucks. But, so in general, in PvT, as a Protoss player, you want to out-expand the Terran. But that's actually really difficult on this map, because you have to put so much work into killing off the mature Crystalli. So I honestly wouldn't even be mad if he, like, dropped a probe in the upper left or upper right or just wherever, you know? Because obviously you got to get out there and start expanding, because 3 base versus 3 base, like, the Terran wins every time. And this is what I was going to say earlier, is that anytime a Protoss player does critical damage to the Terran, what doesn't kill him? I'm always like, well, you know, there's a chance. And so, there's still a chance here for Psycho, even though he took so much damage early on.
Yeah, now, the funny thing is while it's hard to expand, like, it's actually hard to kill expansion. So if a shuttle just flew up to the top left and took the other main, realistically, as Psycho, what are you going to do about it? The only option you have is to break your way through the middle, because there's a load of Corsairs out now. It's going to be really difficult, at least when we finally start seeing some observers, which there still seems to be a lack of. I think he didn't even bother building the observatory. He's gone straight into Fleet Beacon, and he's actually going for Disruption Web.
Okay, so actually, this is what's actually so cool about this, is that usually you see, obviously, carriers very strong. That's why you get the Fleet Beacon most of the time. But D-Web is actually super, super crucial. And I would love to see, like, the meta change in a way that, like, utilizes that. Obviously, it's very expensive. It's kind of intractable to get most of the time. But when you get it, it's so good at shutting down, like, these entrenched Terran mech, I guess, entrenchments, those things. These big tank lines. Man, I would love to see that be used a little bit more often. It's one of my favorite spells in the game. You just actually never see it.
Yeah, Oya is actually making a mistake here, I would say. He's actually breaking his way out close to his Terran opponent, and Psycho started breaking through it exactly the same time. Now, I'm just going to zoom out a second. Look how close this is. How is he going to break through against the Terran who's sieged there? And if you open up that area, all you're going to do is open up a really short siege push location, so it's going to be dangerous. Now, it looks like Oya wants to push into the middle of the map now, so that's going to be a big change, but breaking through this early, I don't know, I feel like you should just wait for more energy on your Corsairs with Disruption Web.
Honestly, I just want to see, like, a siege tank somehow reach from the command center to the Nexus. It's almost that close. But barring that, like, so drops aren't going to work. But this reminds me of these situations I would get stuck playing against my friends in, like, FFA, where, like, you've just got this wall of impassable terrain, and you have to use, like, Yamato cannons and carriers and stuff like that to just, like, get yourself out of there. But yeah, this is actually kind of hilarious. And boom goes the dynamite. This is really, really weird to watch, because it's exactly like you said, Qikz. It feels like Oya helped Psycho open up a path to push him by ground. I don't know if this is exactly what Oya wants right now. Like, he's getting those carriers, but he doesn't have the carrier upgrade yet, and he doesn't have that many carriers in general.
Yeah, he's only got 4. I mean, 4 is kind of the amount you need to do something. Now, Psycho's doing a really good job here. He's sending his triple drop around the top of the map. 2 Dragoons actually do see this, but could it be a little bit too little too late? There's actually nothing up here to defend. You can see the probes getting pulled immediately, and that's probably going to be a dead base. I don't know how you can break this without his carriers, but they're busy attacking the 3rd. Oh, D-Web.
He did D-Web the tank.
Oh,
that's
so sick.
Oh my god, how does that D-Web shut down all those tanks? So D-Web is a lot like
Oh, he's not moving the tanks either. He's too busy in the 3rd.
Oh my god, that was such a oh my. Yeah, you're right. That was actually going to be very difficult to clean up. But 2 D-Webs and no moving on the tanks, that was actually just super easy. The power of D-Web in the palm.
Where's the Goliath?
Hand.
There's only 3 factories that are working at the moment. The Goliath count is non-existent. This carrier count is continuing to grow.
They were all in the dropships, and I think he was going to do... There's this sexy move I saw, I think it was Sharp do on stream the other day, where he had all of these Goliaths and dropships, and he just charged at these carriers, carpet bombed them right underneath, and killed them by dropping Goliaths underneath them. It was so sick.
That is really cool.
Sexy. But he actually did have quite a few of the Goliaths in the dropships that died across the map. So, yeah, you're right. He just doesn't have a lot. I mean, this is kind of a... what?
I thought he was going to D-Web again, but the Corsair died with energy, so...
Okay.
Oh, there we go. The D-Web on the front tanks, but there's so many tanks behind it, but he's just got no answer for the carriers. That's the scary thing. Like, those carriers are getting up on his... Well, I don't know. There's a lot of tanks still. That's so many dead Dragoons. Oh my god.
I feel like you bring the carriers back, kill off the tanks, and then just, like, I don't know, keep expoing. Because right now, I mean, this Protoss is only on 3 bases, so, like, I mean, that's not a ton. Don't get it twisted, like, Oyaji's still about to win this game, but if by some miracle Psycho was able to hang on, like if he did have a mysteriously large number of Goliaths that could deal with these carriers, then Oya might have kind of thrown away a little bit of an advantage trying to attack into that. As is, he shut down both bases. It's only the mined out main, or about to mine out main, and there's just not enough static defense and
yeah, he doesn't have enough anymore, unfortunately, but I mean, yeah. Psycho played a really cool situation. It's just, unfortunately, the carrier count got too big too fast, and he just didn't have enough factories to deal with it. Now, when you look at Flash's TVP against Snow the other day, not to spoil the results, Flash always had like 11 factories building Goliaths at once. Like, there was only 3. Like, you can't deal with carriers with that amount of Goliaths. And the tanks have been pushed back by just ground units as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you know, be that guy and look at the
single Wraith, it's going to kill everything.
I'm waiting. It better have Cloak here.
It does. It's cloaked. And there's no Observer. So eventually, it's going to kill all however many carriers there are.
Nope. Nope, Qikz. No, that's not going to happen.
I killed one. There we go. GG. Psycho taps out. Oya takes game number 1. And iRk take a 1-0 lead in this show match.
That's definitely one of those Arto Naga fantasy timings there. I don't know if you watched Fantasy play in GSL, but he still does that.
Yeah.
He still stays in the game until the very last minute, and it still never works.
I don't know. It nearly did. It nearly did a couple of times, and I think it was like Artosis said, eventually you stay in the game long enough and then someone makes a mistake and you win. So it's like, just don't give up until like the very last second. But yeah, those games were depressing. Like, Broodlord Infestor is just not fun. I hate it. It doesn't, like, as a non-StarCraft 2 player, obviously I have no objective opinion on this because I have no idea, but looking at those games, it felt like there was nothing Fantasy could have done that would have won him the game. So I don't know. Well, yeah.
Well, he did still have that Fantasy GG timing. That's a little bit of what we just saw right there. But sticking in it to win it, in the end, Oyaji was able to close things out. And that puts iRk up 1-0 on the board.
Yep. So let's get back in just a couple of minutes for game number 2.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does. Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs? Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL. STPL does. All that and more. Only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/Qikz. But act fast. It's a limited offer.
Coast 103.5.
Okay guys, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed those stupid videos I made in the break because I had way too much time on my hands. Oh my god.
I can't believe you Qikz. I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have way too much
If you ever
time.
doubted if you should watch STPL instead of any other stream, now 99 of you chosen few know, and so either clip that and post it on live stream fails, or just tell your friends to come watch the stupid shit that Qikz does.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Well, you know what STPL does, right, Rapid? So it's all good.
No, it sure does, doesn't it, Qikz? It just, whew, man. You know, if there's nothing else, it's that thumper logic from Bambi. It's if you can't say anything else, well, just say yes. The least you can say is that STPL does. What it does, we may never know, but it certainly does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, you know what else STPL does, and it does well? Lots and lots of PvPs, and this one is going to be no different. It's going to be the one, the only foreign champion DeWalt, and he's going to be up against DK for Valhalla team. He's from Miko. I don't know whether that's Death Knight or Donkey Kong, but I like to think it's both. But let's...
That's your inner WoW kid coming out.
To be honest, it's better than his last name, because when VT signed up with all their new players, they had a ton of players whose names were numbers, and this guy's name was 1212. And I was like, no, you got to get proper IDs for them, because I can't cast. There's literally a guy called Full Stop. His name is just a dot. Help me. Who calls themselves that? Let's have a look at the map. It's going to be New Outlier. And
I can't wait, Qikz. No, you're right. Some of the players had super dumb names. It's like, you know, Chinese like do a lot of alliteration. So a lot of Chinese pro players just have their names as like long strings of numbers. I'm not sure which games it's more prevalent in it, but Korean players do it too. Or the new hotness is to like put numbers in the middle of your name, like Famasi, but worse.
Yeah.
So we laid down the law and we made them make real names. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, well, Neo Outlier, like, I know this is going to sound weird, but it is one of the most modern Kesper era Brood War maps. In terms of being the most modern, it was built for the final season of Pro League ever. So, by definition, it's pretty much one of the last modern Pro era Brood War maps. It's really cool. It's a 3-player map. The last time I put this in a tournament was Clash for Char something. I did 14 of them. Scan had an amazing game on here, but this is going to be a PvP. The main important thing to know about the map, there is a low ground main. If you didn't see them, there is actually map overview videos that will play throughout the breaks as well, but you can get to all of them on TL.net. I made a thread for them, and they kind of go through the main features of the map. So let's get into game number 2. It's going to be DeWalt versus DK. Double Ds. Let's see who's going to win. Okay, starting us off in the 12 o'clock position, we do have Fighting for Valhalla team. It's one of their new recruits. It's DK.
And his opponent in the other side of the map. That's my just go-to because I can't be asked to like remember directions anymore. It's DeWalt. Yay, DeWalt. DeWalt's a badass. DK, no, I'm just kidding. DK, I don't actually know as much about him, obviously. But DeWalt is one of the most storied, highly skilled non-Korean players out there right now. I mean, you look at a tournament that has DeWalt in it, and I'm pretty sure, like, barring it being full of, like, actual pro gamers, like, DeWalt's gonna be one of the favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but one highly requested feature for Season 1, it may not look as it's going to look in the final full thing. Obviously, all the production is subject to change, as this is a show match, but I did add flags to all of the players that I got the info for from the team captain. So, DeWalt obviously from Russia, DK from Korea, or South Korea, and overall, hopefully that's going to make a few people very happy, because that was actually a really highly requested feature for some reason. Well, I guess it does add more personality, so
it's actually really sick, and I love that we still have like the mini jerseys too. That's like something that no other team league in the world has for their players. So nice to see the consistent high production value of STPL, killing it. That's one more thing that STPL does. So
yeah.
Anyway, so this map is weird if you haven't seen it. It's got a couple of like pretty cool features. There's these back doors that are kind of sneaky, and you gotta know, like, if Flash or Fantasy, one of those two players, like, you're gonna be able to cram some vultures through there. So it's something that you just almost reflexively just put a pylon or a supply depot down there, because you gotta know if there's like a pesky SCV mining through that. It's 40 minerals, so you can't just send one, you'd have to send 4, and it would have to be like a big rush kind of thing. But it's gonna it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it happen on Neo Chain Reaction, and didn't it happen to DeWalt as well? Didn't DeWalt lose to someone breaking through the back door as well? So
who did he lose to there? It was somebody that shouldn't have beaten him.
Well, I think it was someone like Ho. I think it was definitely I know it was definitely a Zerg player, because he got Hydra busted from the back door.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was either Ho or Spire. One of the two. I think you're right. It might have been Ho. But the idea is that it's gonna be this sick hype battle between two amazing players, and then he just gets Hydra busted from cheese. I'm just like, okay, well, that was stupid. But Anyway, so it's got those back doors like we were talking about. The only other thing is like the mains don't have quite as much mini minerals. Like if you're playing like a I don't know. There's still, what is this, 9 patches? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
it's
6, 7, 8.
normal. It's a normal map in terms of that.
Okay, if I remember correctly, it used to have more. But the idea is that you can stay in your main for a while, not forever. But
Yeah, and this is
I don't know
PvP, so that's bound to happen anyway.
Yeah, and generally in PvP, the most painful or scary part is when you decide to put down your Nexus. And in this map, there's not really like a back base or a safe way to do that and try to hold on, because your bases are just pretty far forward.
Yeah, now you say that, but technically, if if DeWalt was, for example, mine out these minerals in the bottom left, you do have access to another base down here, but obviously that's going to be way open to shuttles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very difficult, but it is a safe base you can take early on in the game. I'd say more so against Zerg than any other race, because, well, Terran maybe as well. Now, one of the other interesting things about this map is you can see here where DeWalt's running past, there is these kind of high ground pods. Now, unlike, say, old school high ground pods, you can actually get up to them with a ramp, but unlike the newest maps, to get up that ramp, you need to mine out some minerals as well. So it does add a little bit of aggression early on, but you can also use it defensively as well as the game goes further in.
Yeah, the minerals to get up that ramp, it's 24 minerals. I don't really know why you would have 24 minerals there, but there they are, Qikz. So this is PvP, so whoever gets the first shot wins the game. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, DK got the first shot there. Also, there's Zealots hitting Dragoons, which is never good. And so you see quite a few of those Dragoons. Actually, wow, that micro from DeWalt was so badass. What?
Yeah, DeWalt's micro in PvP.
With the healthy Dragoon. Oh my god, who is this? What a monster!
DeWalt's actually just completely sick. Now, DeWalt's actually going to get into the main. He's going to see the Robo coming up. DK only has the 2 Dragoons. You can see the healthy Dragoon is actually at the front here for DeWalt again. So knowing full well with his positioning, is he going to be able to take out this Robo?
There's no way he actually stays to kill the Robo. One of the worst things you can ever do in PvP is overextend, because then you take this advantage that you've microed your heart out for, but your Dragoons suck. Like, they're wounded. Obviously, they regen shields, but they just lose to every fresh Dragoon.
Oh, he's coming back in. He's got a rerun.
Yeah, this is more versus less, Qikz, and we all know who wins those battles.
Well, the Moor has a lot less health this time, so this is going to be a little bit harder. DK with the good micro, pulling back his weakened Dragoon here, getting a little bit caught off though, losing 2 Dragoons at once, and suddenly DeWalt is doing really, really well, and his micro is insane!
Yeah, I don't even know. This is just absolutely crazy. Now, it's just like I said, overextending is bad unless you're DeWalt, and then you just kill everything.
Yeah.
Also, DK was stutter stepping his Dragoons a little bit. I'm not sure if that's latency. It shouldn't be, because DeWalt's not extremely far away from Korea. But the Dragoons, if you stutter step them,
probes have been pulled.
Fire. So yeah, probes have been pulled. That's how you know it's time. The game is either going to be won or lost within a very short amount of time, and something tells me that short amount of time is the last breaths of DK's life.
Yeah, honestly, pulling these probes I don't think was actually worth it at that point in time. I think he was behind, but I think he just made himself super far behind. Like, I don't know, we've got the Robo out and the Reaver for DeWalt now, so the game is 99% over, but DK still has his own Reaver, so maybe through some kind of miracle he holds on here, but he just lost so many probes in one go.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, you're gonna lose if you don't, like, somehow push more out with less. Now he's gonna try to run away, but he's gonna try to push out. If he gets
is he gonna get the Reaver?
Or the shuttle? No. That's a no there, my dude.
Yep.
That's
DeWalt just too good? Oh, and the Reaver's gonna get caught now. That's one dead Reaver.
Yep. And boom goes the dynamite. So that basically has to be it. Like, there's no way that you can beat a Reaver in a shuttle with just Dragoons. Like, yeah, that's gonna do it. Wow, what a sick game from DeWalt. Like, even though it was we didn't hit our 6-minute curse timing, we moved it up to an 8-minute. That was dope. DeWalt had several absolutely incredible micro challenges to pass, and he did it all with flying colors. So
he did.
Congratulations, DeWalt takes the 2nd win in a row and puts iRk up 2-0.
Yep, this is a best of 5, so we'll be heading into Game 3 when we get back after this short break.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
次々と広がるパーソナルコンピューターディスクシステムの世界。ブリザードエンターテインメントから新しい冒険を試すことができる RTS ゲームの発売が決定されました。最初は人類から取り寄せしたテラン。バイオニックやメカニックやいろんなユニットでプロトスとサーゴをぶっ潰されます。でも気をつけて同士打ちも可能です。抜群技術力があるプロトス。もし友達がいない場合、プロトスがおすすめます。あなた方の透明人間が卑怯ですが、ぜひ使ってください。そして怪物のザーグ。君の実力はナンバーズ。敵を圧倒してください。ミュタリスクコントロールもガンガン使って勝ってください。応援してくださいね。
Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear launch detected.
Hey, how'd I get here? What the hell? I need that college money.
And here we are with the final of our STPL Season 2 map deep dives. This time it will be Multiverse, the map from the most recent season of ASL, that's Season 8. An amazing map with very different games possible depending on the places where you spawn. If you spawn in close positions by ground, the fact you can block the map in half is not as nearly important, and the rush distance is quite close. But if you spawn close by air, drops are going to be very, very powerful. And if you spawn in cross positions, splitting that map down the middle and turning the map into an island map may not be a bad choice. Now there is island bases in the top right and top left defended by those installation gates. That means workers can get through, but no other unit can. So drops are going to be important to take those out. And if you do take center map control, there are bases in the top left and bottom right as well with gas to supplement your economy. Next, we're going to be looking... Hello everyone, welcome back to the SCPL. Huge thank you Cobalt Blue for the, I believe that was 5 months resub. That means a lot, man. Thank you very much for the support. We're going to be heading into game number 3 very shortly. It's going to be another PvP. It's favorite versus miss you.
Sorry, Qikz. Like, there's... God damn. Okay, all right. There's mosquitoes everywhere. I left for like a weekend to do a conference down in Busan. I come back, there's 50 mosquitoes here. So like I'm trying to save esports, but like I've got to put it on hold for a second. Anyway, thanks for the subs. We're back. It's 2-0 iRk killing VT, and we've got our next map, Desperado, coming up.
Yeah, Desperado, another 4-player map, a really, really fun map. You'll get to see this when we get into the game more, so I'll show it off, but it's a really, really interesting map, and that coming from me is something, because you won't, like, I genuinely do not believe there's a single map like this map other than this one. So without further ado, let's get into game number 3. It's going to be, favorite versus miss you. Okay, now starting us off on the left-hand side here is the Brown Protoss fighting for iRk, its favorite.
And his opponent in the teal, playing for Valhalla team, is Miss You. Aww. I want to give this guy like a hug. I'm just like, aw, I miss you too, man. Except I don't actually. I'm just trying to make him feel better.
Okay, so let's have a look at the map, and you'll see why this is weird. Now look in the main, there is actually 2 gases. Both of them are full gases. There's 8 mineral patches. No, 10 mineral patches, sorry. Apparently I can't count.
Is this the fastest map, Qikz?
It's
tricked
not.
us into playing VGH?
It's not, but it does function a little bit like that. One base on this map is technically around 2, so you can be on one base for a while. And there's a good reason for that, because if you have a look at the natural, there is a mineral only, it is very far away from your ramp, and the only defense you have against it is this small area that's very hard to wall off with the minerals. So once again, minerals playing a big part in creating some of the map features here. There is an island base on this map as well. It does have a full gas, very easy to take. There's nothing blocking it like a lot of the modern maps have. And at the bottom and top as well, there are also these third bases with gases, but I can highly doubt in this game that we'll even get to a third base, because it is, of course, a PvP.
So what's going on with this PvP, Qikz? What do we expect? Because like I've never seen this map played before at all. Like apparently there were some like legendary games that were on it.
Yep.
So that's what I was just like looking up there for a second. But like come on, my dude. Like you're not helping me out here. I'm like trying to get into the swing of like the new map pool that just got announced. You know, things like trespass, like all this wacky shenaniganry. And you're pulling out Desperado. So like right now I am Desperado to figure out what is happening on this map. Because I don't know. You know what? You want to know what I feel like this game, Qikz?
Wow.
So if you go to like the 6 o'clock base and you go like up and to the right.
Yeah, and to the left.
That's me. That's me. That's me in there. That's how I feel. I'm like, what am I doing here? Why am I in this pod? I don't know. I don't have any answers. But I know that I'm Desperado. Desperado, isn't that song that they overplay on the radio too much?
No, that's Despacito.
Close enough. That one too. That's probably a Broodmore map too.
So if you're in this pod, does that mean I'm in the one to the left? Is that how that works?
Probably. But then who if we got the upper 2 pods? The world may never know.
Yeah, we'll never see those because it's PvP, so it's fine. We don't have to come up with
right.
lore for those. But
the game will never make it that long.
The crazy thing about this map, other than everything, is the fact that unlike most maps, like ZVZ and PvP are changed the most by the layout of this map, and that's because in PvP and ZVZ, it's very rare you'll get a second gas at any point. This gives you 2 gases almost immediately if you wanted them, so you can tech super fast. In ZVZ we'll probably see incredibly quick spires. We'll even see quick hives most likely on this map. That actually happened in Pro League back in the day, so... sorry, this was an MSL map, but... yeah, I mean, there's not much to say other than it kind of just kickstarts the economy for both players. Like, you just get an insane amount of gas so quickly, and you can already see favorites going for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the dream. I mean, if you ever wanted to find a map that made scouts viable, maybe this is it, Qikz.
Yep.
Like, probably not, but maybe. Although... honestly, like I said, the scariest part of any PvP is getting that second base here. I mean, you kind of don't have to. I mean, I guess you do have the other double base, like directly to the north. Obviously, you're going to have to drop to get there, but you also have this weird low ground island bases. Like, there's so much cool stuff to happen on this map. I think, honestly, the most, I guess, safe way is to go into some sort of, like, gateway obs build. And I think that's what we're going to see from both players. But you don't have to. I mean, you can do just, like, really weird stuff here.
Yep, and I think the saddest thing is... Miss You clearly doesn't miss you, Rapid, because Miss You is killing you. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or maybe that's
I'm
freeing
so
you.
upset right now.
I guess you could, like, it's a prison, so...
Be free! Run! Go play with the other aliens in pods. Except that instead of freeing me, like, Juice is actually keeping me alive, and I just, like, die on the ground there.
Oh, no. Well, you never know, maybe you got teleported out at the last second. Like, they look like zealots in there. I guess they're kind of the zealots that are being transformed into dragoons. Like, maybe the bodies get put in the stasis cell, and then their brain or soul or whatever it is gets transformed into the body even. If you destroy Stasis, you get Zeratul. I'm fairly certain that is not a feature of this map. Otherwise, they would have banned it from Pro League or MSL and PvE.
No. It's like the predecessor to like Warcraft 3. You just you get your hero unit, but you have to break it out of the stasis cell, and then you use it to play the game. And then you get like the Mountain King, and you throw storm hammers at people. It's like
Oh man, that would be good. Now, I mean, in terms of what's going on in this game, you can already see 2-gate Robo with ReV is coming in for favorite. On the other side of the map, Mishu is going 2-gate Robo with ReV and Obs. So both players doing exactly the same thing.
Nice.
Interestingly, they both went Robo and Obs at the same time, but it's because they can. They've got 2 assimilators, and they're both fully mining off of them, so they're gonna have a lot of gas.
This is weird because this devastates your build orders.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have a build order prepared that utilizes double gas like this. Like, this is just so weird. This map is, I don't know. We're gonna see some shenanigans here. Although I did figure out, you know how you get Zeratul in this map actually, Qikz?
Yeah.
You use strength to push the car by blacking out on the SSN and then getting back in there.
You have to sacrifice 1 Dragoon. Oh, look, here we go. Mishu's going to take that island base. This is really good when you're going for shuttles already.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see kind of what the potential is, because like, I mean, in theory that base makes the most sense to take next, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to take a mineral only. Although I guess here's the weird thing, Qikz. It makes sense to take the mineral only bases because you don't need an extra gas there because you already have the extra gas.
Yeah,
this map is so weird.
It's weird, but it's really cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the games play out on this map throughout season 2. Like, if you think we're going to have 14 weeks of games, there's going to be, I think it's 7 games played every single week, 7 sets. So that'll be at least 7 games each week on Desperado, if it's in the map rotation that week, obviously. So we're going to get to see a lot of games on these maps, which is really fun.
Well, also what's really fun is actually watching players fight each other. So for the first time, it feels like ever, we are going to witness that. We've got shuttles and reavers and dragoons, oh my. And now we're trying to bust across the map, dropping that reaver, massive scarab.
Does Mishu just win here?
Yes, he does. The reaver will not be able to get up the ramp, and it will die.
Oh, maybe they'll be lucky.
Try it.
Lucky with RNG.
Oh my god, it's so lucky with RNG.
Oh my god.
You see those misses, Qikz? You see those misses?
Oh, and the Reaver from the Reaver from Mishu doesn't fire on the Dragoons either.
I'm so upset right now, Qikz. What is happening? Those missed chances are stupid. And now
cancel the Nexus.
Favorite got maybe a little bit greedy, and he went for an extra Reaver instead of a shuttle, so that's the defensive play. But now he's got one more Reaver. Now I will say that shuttle Reaver beats just about anything.
Yeah, including Reavers.
Yeah, because you just pick it up. Although he's not actually able to do that. Okay. I mean, his Reaver's a little bit wounded. I don't know if he can break up that ramp, Qikz.
Luckily, Favorite didn't cancel the Nexus, because those 4 Dragoons have been doing nothing but killing that Nexus this entire time. Oh my god, the luck on Favorite's Reavers, man. He has got ultimate RNG.
And he's got sick Reaver shots too, so now he will actually be able to hold on. Like, losing the Nexus sucks, but losing
oh my god,
the
that
game
Reaver's
sucks
almost dead. Yeah, I mean, this game still has a lot of chance to go on a lot longer. Now, it looks like despite dropping the pro buff, he didn't go for that island base. He has built the Nexus in the bottom right, and Favorite is going to be the one to take this island. So neither player, I mean, both of them lost so much that neither of them can really attack into each other right now. So we're going to go into a little bit of a passive time.
I mean, I guess the expo for Favorite is actually coming up faster, like the 9 o'clock base at the island. So that means he's gonna have access to 3 gases and a bunch of minerals. So, I mean, wow, I can't even tell who's ahead or behind. Like, I mean, obviously, Mishu did actually make a pretty big play happen there by killing that base, but I mean, the game is gonna go on for a while.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Favorite now with 2 shuttles. They both do have speed. This is fairly normal for this situation. It looks like he's getting... Okay, that was kind of a weird thing, but kind of elevating them back further into his main. Templar Archives is already done for Favorite. Upgrades are on the way as well. Like, this is a really good map to just go double forge, because you just have so much gas. And you can see how far behind the tech is for Mishu now. Mishu only has the Citadel just finishing. Oh, there we go. That third gas is finishing up now for Favorite.
I mean, Favorite's tech is, like, I think a lot farther ahead. He's almost, I say almost to Storm, but he's getting Storm Charge +1 is faster. So, I mean, he's putting all that gas to use, and all of this is before there's even a Templar Archives for Mishu, who put a lot of work into that push. And maybe he got some value, but his tech is going to be a lot more delayed. Maybe he's just going to have a ton of more units, and sure, that's really valuable in PvP. But let's watch these shuttles. They're flying in right now to the natural.
Oh,
but it's shuttle
like
on
ships
shuttle
passing
action.
in the... Yeah, two of them, like, Favorites ones, just flew all the way past.
Oh, no!
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, well, boom goes the dynamite. That is going to do it. And right now, Favorite is in so much trouble. He just has no economy to speak of.
Yeah, what did Favorite do with the shuttles? Why did they fly past? I don't get what his plan was there.
It's that move command, man. If you try to attack move your shuttles across the map, still doesn't do anything.
Yeah, ooh. Reaver on Reaver action now. That Reaver lagged behind. Just fired at nothing. But yeah, more cannons coming up.
My boy. Ooh.
I mean, this is kind of crazy because Favorite has Templar tech out now. I mean, Favorite's economy, I mean, he's still on a 2-base economy, so it's not that terrible. Like, he does, well, I guess mineral is a lot lower, but that's why Templars are so good on this map. You do get a lot less minerals than you do gas. So, Mishu is going to get their 3rd base up as well, or I guess this technically the 4th on the island. And I mean, Favorite still does have his shuttles, and it looks like one's going to fly into the... Oh, this is going to be a storm drop. Oh, there's Dragoons there, though. Oh, nice pullback.
Oh, okay. Just loses shuttles, so not...
Oh, there comes another one.
Shields. I'm waiting.
Reaver on the net.
Drop. There's the Reaver.
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Wait, that happened for me after it happened for you. But yes, everything dies. Wow, that's... Whew. Man, that could have been so good if he dropped out of vision, like toward the north. But no, he drops into cannons, dragoons, and reavers, oh my, and loses everything. So man, Favorite just cannot buy a break. He's getting doubled up in supply. Mishu's killing it this game.
Yeah, Mishu's doing a really, really good job. Like, being double in supply at this point in the game, I mean, yeah, Favorite lost a lot of probes, but surely Mishu does not have 60 more probes than Favorite does. I mean... And Mishu has a lot of probes. Like, that is a good number of probes for the amount of bases. Now, oh, here we go. This could be the moment that not equalizes, but things could get a little bit better for Favorite. Flying back in with his shuttle, pulling away at the last second, though. There's too much defense.
I think he could have gone for it. I mean, you drop the first Dragoon out, it draws some shots, and then you get the storms off. Like you said, this is a lot of probes. Bottom base is way saturated.
Oh,
so going in again.
Oh, it's going into the main. There's actually not that much defense here, but he needs to drop. He's going to fly into a cannon. Oh, the Dragoon saving him.
It draws the fire. There's the first. There's the second. This is like Storm on a fastest map. Oh, he gets the second Storm off. It devastates the main Qikz.
It does.
The pain of the rain is mainly in the main.
Look at this. You can see Mishu already pulled all of the probes away from the main, at least a lot of them. Either that or his natural was very oversaturated, as there's a lot of probes going back there. Favorite has managed to secure this 3rd base now, going for the mineral only as well. And he's slowly, eventually going to catch up in supply, but it's going to be a long time before that can happen. And there's actually a storm drop waiting.
Qikz, did you miss Favorite losing all his probes in the main?
Yes, I did. My bad.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, he lost everything.
When did that happen? Because we can go back.
Mere moments ago. It's like
okay.
Maybe 30 seconds ago.
Let's, I guess we should... I can go back and watch that at the end, but here we go. Another drop coming into the 3rd base. The only place where there's probes. Storm, not very good that one though. So that's not overly amazing.
I mean, look, let's just count favorites probes, okay? I can literally do this, okay? We're at 7 plus 5 plus 6. So that's a small number. There you go.
Yep. Oh, there's a storm drop from favorite. That's actually a pretty good drop as well.
Yeah, that's not bad. Wow, it gets the gas probes too. So, I mean, let's count misused probes. He's got 1 plus a ton, and then a lot more. So, there you go.
Yeah. Things are definitely not... Oh my god, there was another storm drop there. Luckily enough, favorite pulled away at the last second, but they're flying into where that shuttle's going. That shuttle's out for blood.
This is so stupid. Like, the game is not them actually playing StarCraft. It's them, like, running around with hero units that can kill everything, and then just trying to do that. And currently, Misu's not doing too bad.
Yeah, Misu got the boots of speed. I can't remember any of the other units, but there's Templar, man.
But anyway, yes, he was able to speed himself away. Those are flying Gungan subs, and he saved the High Templar, aka Jedi, inside them. So this is actually, you thought it was StarCraft, but it's literally Star Wars right now.
I mean, we're even on a space platform map. We could just say this is the surface of the Death Star, and no one would know.
Well, I mean, that gives us some continuity black holes there, Qikz. But
it's fine.
Yes, you're correct. Your terminology is all within the same universe.
Okay, so I mean, let's check these kills on the Templar. 5 on that one, 1 on that one, 1 on that one. Okay, so these aren't the heroes. They didn't do that much damage. I guess the true heroes lost their lives in service, but there is going to be another storm drop coming in from Favorite at the bottom of the map, but the problem is there's just so much defense down here. It just becomes really hard to make anything happen. Now that's a nice storm. That does get 5 kills, and I mean, every little helps.
Oh, he's running into the Archon. Wow, that's like an almost instant storm or drop then storm. But I mean, the writing is, as they say, Qikz, on the wall. Eventually, having 100 supply more than your opponent will mean something. Like, will it be now? Probably not. Will it be in just a second? I mean, probably. But like, there's only so much time you can poke the bear, right?
Yeah, the trouble is, like, it's really difficult to outright kill your opponent on this map. I mean, how does he push with Dragoons through... How many Templar is this? 6? Yeah, he's got 6 Templar there with Storm Energy. Like, you can't really break that. Now, Favorite was trying to do something clever. He was going to try and take one of the other mains, but you can already see Misu. I keep going to say Missy. Is it Missy OU or is it Miss You? I don't know. Oh my god, there's 4 shuttles coming into the 3rd base. And there's no probes over here either.
At some point, you do kill all the workers of your opponent. Like, man, this is such a weird game, because not only is this dopey map, but like, it's not actually them playing the game. It's just trying to kill each other's workers. Now here we go, storm drop in the bottom left base.
There's only 3 probes here.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, well, where do I storm?
Wait,
he actually misses.
How did that miss the top one? That's
it's the
crazy.
isometric viewpoint, so you always have to like realize that like things are above where they say they are. So yeah, the storm missed, which sucks because he got. I mean, oh no, he got 1 probe kill instead of 2 probe kills. Wow, that really, like, the value just wasn't there, Qikz. So now we're gonna have the big fight in the middle. One player will win and the other player will lose, and it looks like Storm.
It's pretty good.
Oh, he's like double casting Storms accidentally. But it doesn't matter. He's got so many High Templar.
Oh my god. 11 High Templar. 12.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
This genuinely is Warcraft 3. GG. Favorite tab cell, Miss You, takes game number 3. I'm gonna bring Valhalla, keep Valhalla team alive in the series.
What is happening? I'm so confused there. That map is the weirdest. Yep. Desperado, guys. I know you're hoping for more games on that map. You just can't get enough.
You know what? That is not indicative. To be fair, right? I know you were going, that isn't them killing each other, it's just them flying around killing probes. That's just PvP late game. Like, PvP doesn't get there very often, but when it does, it's literally all about killing workers, because it gets to the point in PvP where you just can't attack, because you'll either be attacking into a choke, you'll be attacking into Reavers, or you're attacking into Storm, or a case of the all three in this game. And Misyu just did a really, really good job in that mini game, just getting as many probes as he possibly could, and just winning the game from it, so well done.
Yeah. I mean, I think there were comeback possibilities, but then Favorite got like screwed a bunch of times in a row. Like he kept trying to expand, and then it would like randomly get like found and taken out. Like, oh well, that sucks. And we try these epic drops, and like if they work, then he's like super even. But then they don't work, and he's even farther behind. I'm like, oh man, that was rough. But the map
Yeah.
is cool. I can't wait to see more of Desperado. In fact, the fun fact on Team Liquid about Desperado is that one of the best Zerg players of all time chose to play Terran instead of Zerg on Desperado because of the way that you get the extra gas and you have those the bases and the high mineral counts and stuff.
Yeah.
So, wow, really cool map. Thanks for the games to the players and for the tournament Qikz. We've got more games coming up after a short break, so don't go anywhere. The STPL will be right back after this.
Yeah, see you soon. For our first deep dive video here, let's have a look at the NBC Movie Survivor League map. It was actually from 2006, so it's one of our older maps in the pool. Very cool map design, one of my favorite two-player maps to play on. The main is an interesting shape. Most of the buildable area is off to the right hand and left hand sides of the base. You've also got that small ramp heading down into your natural. The natural does look open, but it's actually not as bad as you may think. But obviously the main feature of this map is in the center. There are some bases off to the bottom half of the map as well. But the center, you have the X of minerals, which you can mine through to open up another attack path. And early in the game, there's also a small gap which small units such as Zealots, Zerglings, Marines can get through, as well as an island base in the 12 o'clock. The mains are very close by air on this map, so drops and Mutalisks are going to be very strong. Welcome to the second of our deep dive videos, where we're going to be having a look at the two-player map from the 2009 Avalon MSL. This is a very, very fun two-player map. Early on, it's quite difficult to attack your opponent because there are so many choke points, so many little pockets of high ground. But as the game goes on, you do have the temples in the middle that you can then open up. In terms of the bases, everything is relatively normal. There's two choices of third, a mineral only and a gas. The gas a little bit easier to defend, but obviously further away from your main. And the mineral only is a very good staging point for attacks, and it also helps you defend your fourth base, which is just to the left and right hand side. But obviously the main feature of this map is those temples in the middle. It does take a long time, but if you do break those down, you will open up a very important attack path for later in the game. And I'm excited to see how this map is going to play out in the STPL.
Yeah.
Okay guys, we are back. Hopefully you enjoyed the break videos again. I have made a ton of stuff.
I did, Qikz.
I have been very, very bored, and I needed an output to use my creativity, so I made a load of stupid videos. So without further ado, let's get into our fourth map. iRk are currently up 2-1 over Valhalla team. We just saw Desperado, and now we are going to move in to the more, I'd like to say more standard. It's Blitz
Yeah,
X.
tell me more. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything like standard about any of these maps in the map pool, Qikz. Blitz X, it literally has an X made out of 24 mineral piles in the middle of the map. Like, come on. Like, come on. That's a little bit on the nose, don't you think? And you
Yeah.
want to know why it's called Blitz Qikz? Qikz, ask me why it's called Blitz.
Why is it called Blitz Rapid?
Because there's a short rush distance between the bases, Qikz!
Well, you know, 6-minute curse, man. That's it. This is the map. This is the map where we either break or succumb to the curse. It's done.
Okay, well, I mean, in case you're wondering what we're talking about, the emote, which is, I think it's still Qikz SD Curse,
Yeah.
refers to the fact that an oddly large number of maps end within 6 minutes. Maybe it's just STPL. Maybe it's something more. Maybe it has to do with the shop in the upper right-hand corner of Blitz X that says Bob's Guns and is open for business, in case you were wondering. So,
Okay.
well, there's only one way to find out what kind of guns we can buy from Bob's Guns, and that's by getting into the game, Qikz.
Yeah, just quickly, huge thank you to Princess Termagant for the 5 gifted subs. Much appreciated. Now those people can use those wonderful emotes as well, so let's get into the game. It's been long enough. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we have the blue Protoss, the American Tim. In the top left, I don't know, that was weird. I kind of went into, like, repeating myself.
You can just say the same thing like 18 times now.
Yeah, no one will notice.
It's actually, fine. Yeah, exactly. So you can do something like spawning in the left-hand corner is the yellow player playing in the left-hand corner. It's forever spawning in the upper left.
Fighting for VT in the upper left, right?
Oh, that's what he's doing as well. You might have noticed that he's doing all of these things in the upper left-hand corner.
So
he's actually in the upper right-hand corner. So
well,
I can't do directions.
Okay, so D&Js have got ice cream here, but where's Bob's Guns? Trying to find Bob's Guns.
So Bob's Guns, if I remember correct, actually I forgot where.
Here it is.
Yeah, it's just across. There we go.
Yeah, it's open.
Did you find Dr. Stillwell? It's
Wait.
across from Bob's Guns. So just move to the left, and there's Dr. Stillwell.
Wait, what? Am I missing something? Oh, there's 2 places with Bob's Guns. Okay. Yeah, so Dr. Stillwell is also a diner, so I don't know what you're going to be eating when you're there, but that's a little bit worrying. Now, just have a quick look at the map features. I know the video played before, but this is why it's called Blitz X. There is minerals once again, so both Desperado, Outlier, and Blitz X have these. You can mine these through to go through, or you can rush through with small units here, but no units bigger than Marine or a Zealot can get through, so... And I don't think Hydras can go through there either, but I can't remember.
No, I don't think so. But
yeah.
Then again, I don't know. So.
This is a really fun map though. You may have seen this if you watch a lot of Korean StarCraft. There was a team league recently, and I'm gonna murder this word, but the Ajay Team League, hosted by, I can't remember who hosted it, but Firebat Hero participated. There was a lot of old school players in it, and it was a really, really fun tournament. Blitz X was in the map pool, and there was some really, really fun games. So I was kind of inspired by that team league to put this map in, and I'm glad I did. I'm looking forward to the games on this one.
You know, it's called Blitz X, but like if you speak Russian, the X character in the Cyrillic alphabet is called, I think it's Ka or something. So this could be Blitz Ka if you are one of our fantastic Russian players out there. I guess DeWalt already played, but yeah. I'm just saying, you know, this is very linguistically biased, calling it Blitz X. Although I guess Blitz is a German word, so maybe we're going by that alphabet anyway. Anyway, we're back to actually casting the game, and this time you can't actually scout. We haven't seen any scouting all game long, or all series long. because we've been playing these weird island maps.
Well, no, we saw. Oh my god, okay, that was a lot of probes to move off of mining to do that, but that snap was really cool.
I was worried. Yeah, because a lot of times you see like tragedy strike, right? Where the player just like forgets and they all run into the middle of the map. That's so many of my games.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, where did I put all of my High Templar? And I look and they're like in the bottom right corner. I'm like, but why? Nobody knows. But you're right. He fixed it, and now we're actually seeing not a fast expo, but certainly
the Dragoon step.
forever.
Poor Tim.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah, the pathing on this map can be a bit funky if you haven't played it before, and Tim did sub in. That was one of the problems we had. iRk had a few players that weren't here for some reason, and poor Age got stuck in like a 4-hour train ride that was super delayed, so Age wasn't around either. Tim, very thankfully, jumped in for Age, took over captaining role for the day, and then also subbed for someone to sort of fill out the game. So huge thank you to Tim, great upcoming US player.
We're just gonna keep forcing that narrative down Tim's throat.
Yep.
He could have been playing for like 25 years on an alt account, but now he is reborn as the new hope of the random North American player. We don't have his FBI background check to make sure that he's been playing since like a month ago, but like we're pretty sure.
Like you saw, I mean, if you don't know, guys, Doc Holliday has been casting a tournament called the NASSL, and basically, I can't remember how many players there were. I think there were like 16, but until someone proves otherwise, I still believe it was just Nyoken and Tim on multiple accounts. That's just what I believe. NA is Nyoken and Tim these days. Oh, okay, here we go. Tim is actually going to make use of the map here. There is very short rush distances by air, so he's going to try and elevate her over, but unfortunately for him, Forever already has some... Oh my god, how does he not see that? That is very unfortunate.
Is that... Oh my... Oh, wow, that's a heartbreaker right there. I mean, surely he has to see it eventually, but we are just... we're going up and down the elevator here. And wow, he's actually going to complete this. He's going to get everything.
He needs to go
there.
quickly. There's only a single tank though.
Oh, the reaction coming in from Forever. He's pulling the tank and the Marines, but you're right. There's just not a lot here.
Is this the 6-minute curse rapid?
I think it might be Qikz. Hold me, Qikz. I don't know. We're going for it. Now, there are mines, and mines being laid defensively are super good against Protoss in these early small numbers.
Yeah.
There's a Zealot, so if that can drag the mines, obviously that would be kind of tragic.
Oh, dear.
Runs in first, and... Okay, so he tanked 1.5 mine hits, but...
oh, there's a Reaver as well. Oh my goodness, this is going from bad to worse.
How did that Reaver... I feel like... Wow, I mean, the power of one base Protoss, man. Never forget. This is just one of the most powerful there's like black holes and then one base Protoss as far as most powerful things in the world go.
Oh my god, these Reavers.
One scarab. Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, so he's building nothing but vultures because tanks take too long to build. Now, is he going to be able to hold on? Zealot is actually taking out all the Marines that were in the bunker. 2 vultures pop out. This Reaver is eventually going to die. It's on very low health. But what can he do? He's just in so much trouble. But he does have 2 bases. And he saved all his SCVs as well.
Actually. And he's actually out of scarabs, so he needs to rebuild scarabs for the Reaver.
Oh god.
Although maybe he's just expecting the Reaver to die, but it doesn't have any scarabs, so probably got to get on that. Oh, there he is. He queued up 5, and then it's going to die. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, boom goes the dynamite.
Oh no, there's still mines. Oh! No!
Well, that's those defensive mines I was talking about. And that's the power of a Protoss player running into a Terran base.
Yep.
I mean, there's still a Zealot that's actually getting a ton of work done. He's got 4 kills, and he's taking out all of the Marines.
Oh my god, he's running into more mines. Oh no. Oh, Tim, no.
Oh no, he's gonna trigger the top mine. Actually doesn't even need to, the vultures just take it out. So yes,
Okay, there is
Mines
a
are pretty good,
rebrain
and now there's
here.
a Wraith out, so let's see how good these Reaver shots are. Okay, he gets one. I didn't even see the Scarab come out there. He's gonna try for a second one.
Oh, there's 2 Wraiths, so... Oh my god.
Oh, actually, no!
Oh!
Ah! Oh my god!
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Scarab
SCV!
wow.
Where is the pimp
Most
SCV that
broken
killed
unit
that?
in the
There,
game.
there we go.
Stupidest thing. All right, Tim's tapping out. Wow. 2-2 forever ties up the series. What an epic turn of events, Qikz. How does it keep happening? Why is Brood War the greatest game?
I don't know.
Games like these, guys.
It is.
Games like these.
All I can say is Tim was in such an incredible position, and then it's almost like he forgot mines existed or something, because he lost so many units to mines. Tim was really probably, like, I don't know, but if I lost that game like that, I would be kicking myself after it. That must have been very, very hard. Like, I don't know how we could do that, but you know what's going to happen? It's the STPL, it's the start of the season, we're going into an ace match, and it's going to be a PvP, and it'll be up after this.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
New Arkanoid also makes its appearance in STPL Season 2, a map from 2006. It's from the OGN Star League from back then, one of the early OSLs. And it's a semi-island map. I think one of the first of its kind that got major use after about the year 2004. It's one of a kind. I don't think I've ever seen another map like it. There's temples and power generators absolutely everywhere, making it very difficult to get through the middle of the map. But air units, of course, going to be very important here. The one problem all 3 races are going to have is they're very easy to take second and third bases. They both have gas, but they are blocked by those chrysalises, so it makes it important to build a few aggressive units early on in order to get that second and third gas as soon as you can. Important thing to note, if you do open up that center, the rush distance is very small. Next up, we have the 2009 map. Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. We're heading into... I nearly quit the game. We're heading into an... that would have been stupid. An ace match between iRk and Valhalla. We're going to see Oyaji once again for iRk. And for Valhalla, we're going to see Last. Now, this is one of 3 Lasts that are now in the STPL database. There's one on Red, one on White Clan, and now there is also one on Valhalla team. So Last, a very popular name. All of them are Korean, by the way, I believe. So just a very popular Korean name, I guess. But we're going to be heading into the more, well, every time I say this, but I don't really believe it. It's the more standard map. It's Multiverse. So we're going to be heading into that one in just a sec.
Yeah, Multiverse is still pretty weird, so don't believe his lies. It's got the wall of destructible buildings going up and down, and then it also has some blocks on the northern and southern bases, respectively. So it's not, I don't think, the most strange map in the map pool, but it is actually in the map pool. So this is the map that you can literally play on, as opposed to the other maps, which will never see the light of day.
I don't know. I think it'll see the light of day again. It's been a popular map, so let's get into the game. Hopefully we'll see some good games on this as well. So PvP, as always, let's get started. Okay, speaking of getting us started over here in the 8 o'clock position, we do have, for iRk, it's the Swedish Protoss, it's Oyagi.
And his opponent in the red is last, playing for Valhalla team.
And as SFCA pointed out, he believes this is the only Protoss last. So, obviously you have the Pro Gamer last who's Terran, Red's last was Terran, White's Terran was last. No, White's last was Terran. All these lasts are like going into one, but this is the only Protoss version, so he's kind of like the weird off-brand that... I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I guess like rather than Jaffa Cakes, he's Jaffe Cakes.
I don't appreciate your microaggression there, kid. Cakes and all of their Jaffe-ness are delicious, so let's just appreciate this. So to talk about the game, they're spawning close by air. I think you mentioned that a little bit, but in keeping with our PvP trends and the average length of our game being about 6 minutes, I think we all know what to expect here. Although I will say that incorrect scouting will maybe delay the inevitability of our death in 6 minutes by a little bit. There's going to be some Reavers. They're going to be flying across in some shuttles to try to drop into the very close bases of their opponent. In theory.
Yeah. Now, the one thing you mentioned before about that destructible wall in the middle, it kind of uses the same feature as Troy and Gold Rush, where you can break down the assimilators and make it so no units can pass through. So while drops are very, very strong on this map, because, I mean, the airspace between them, let's actually just have a look at the map. This is the only gap that separates them from dropping each other, so that's not very big. That's going to take a long time to obviously defend, because you'll need a lot of units there. But if you can split the map down the middle, maybe we will go into a really long game like on Desperado. I mean, I'm not saying we will, because PvP historically in STPL, and I mean, usually I would say I don't know much about PvP, but I casted more than 100 at least PvPs in STPL Season 1, and the vast majority of them ended around 6 minutes, so let's see if the curse can be broken here.
I mean, there's only one way to find out, but no, you're right. I think the way you find out is by watching it off STPL to realize it's just going to happen. And honestly, this game could go a little bit longer if they choose to go for ground armies instead of air armies.
Well, it's 2-gate versus 1, so that's a big thing. I mean, 2-gate versus 1, obviously 2-gate Zealot is very powerful, but as long as the Protoss player with the Gateway and the Dragoons can micro well enough, the micro should win out at the end of the day. But the trouble is, Oya doesn't know this is coming. Like, he hasn't had a scout yet, he's scouting dead last, and you can already see that last is getting ready to push in with some Zealots and some probes, so let's see if he can hold this. We may not even get to 6 minutes.
Well, moving forward, that's quite a few Zealots. Like, obviously, Zealots suck against Dragoons, but they suck even more against probes. Now, let's see what
nice
the
probe
glitching
drill.
is like. He doesn't have any vision to drill through with probes, actually. Like, he can do it with his own mineral patch, but he doesn't know, or he doesn't, he can't see mineral patches to, like, drill through the Zealots and glitch them out. So, it's actually not working quite as well as I would have expected. Several probes going down here, but the Zealots do evaporate. That means that this 2-gate pressure is going to subside here pretty soon.
Yeah, there's another probe going down.
Probe kills here.
I mean, Last is doing a really good job. This Dragoon's going to go down.
Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, well, in theory, the deaths would stop, but no, in actuality, they do not. Wow, this Zealot's getting so much damage done. What? He finally gets glitched out and killed, but like, damn. Okay, Last actually doing quite a good job.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, I mean, Oyachi's been doing a good job trying to micro, but when the Zealots are in your mineral line, you can't really micro around them, and regardless of how long you spend focus firing them, they're still going to kill probes. Now, that's a good drill that time. Only losing a single probe for 2 of those Zealots is a good trade for Oyachi. And he's going to be able to get 4 Dragoons against 0 in a second.
Yeah, that was actually really good. So, I mean, the game is kind of stabilized at this point. I mean, obviously, when you spam Zealots, that kind of sucks because Zealots suck, but they're really good early on. So now the Zealots' usefulness will kind of taper off with a high Dragoon count. I think we're at, what, 4? Is it 4? He's gonna have 4 pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 Dragoons versus Zealots, like just 2 to 4 or whatever. Like we'll be okay. But
Oh,
you know,
this
the
is
idea is the
clever.
damage has been done.
Yeah, hiding those 2 zealots at the top of the map, that's really, really clever, because the trouble is Uyachi's trying to push forward thinking, I have a huge advantage right now, but the trouble is Last has now got his own Dragoons, and he's got zealots to buffer for them as well, so I mean, maybe he can do critical damage pushing through here, but it's a matter of time. There's going to be another 2 Dragoons out here, and he's going to be outnumbered.
Oh gosh, well,
Oh, and here come the
let's see how
zealots
this
from the
works
top
out.
as well.
Yeah, the Zealots are actually really crucial. Like you can have like maybe 5 Dragoons lose to 4 Dragoons if the 4 Dragoons have 1 Zealot, because it forces them to micro. Now obviously if you have perfect micro, then you know nothing like that matters, but hey, let's keep an eye on the Dragoon count. Let's see, it's at 4, now 5. Well, the 5th one hasn't totally joined, but those Zealots are not going to last forever, and these shield bars will regen. Oh man, so much damage on that 1 Dragoon, but instead actually Oyaji will lose 1 as well. That was definitely not working as planned. He actually stopped the rally point. He didn't bring the other Dragoons forward, although now he's bringing a bunch of probes.
Well,
yeah, probes to fight.
no,
Okay,
the
never mind.
probes got pulled away from the zealots in the main. Like, he had to save them somehow, but the trouble is the 2 zealots are going to take out a Dragoon back here as well, and there's just so many
no.
units here for Last.
I thought he was just going to pull the probes to try to go fight with them, but I think, yeah, he just had to get them to a safe spot. They actually drill through the Zealot, but don't stop. And I think it's a good thing because now this is such a weird rubber band fight. It's like Last extends against Oya. Now Oya is trying to extend against Last. I think Last actually did make a mistake overextending here, but anytime you can trade...
Nice target firing.
Yeah, anytime you can trade against a player who has a worse economy, you want to do it, because obviously they can't make as much as you can.
Yeah, the only thing is Last has now decided to put 400 minerals into a Nexus, but even so, he's got so much of a unit advantage that Oya's really struggling. And I mean, the one thing you can see here is just the contrast between Oya's micro and DeWalt's. Like, DeWalt's micro is so crisp, but you can definitely see Oya's feeling the pressure a little bit here. But he is going to be able to win this fight eventually. It's just, can he win the war?
I don't know. This game is definitely looking better for Last than it is for Oya, not just supply-wise, but just pressure and presence out on the map. And like I said, the hardest thing to do in PvP is throw down a Nexus. And Last has one on the way with a higher army supply. So all signs point to Last being in a pretty okay place. And we're a little bit past our 6-minute curse time. So, I mean, maybe that does mean... Oh, got it. Maybe that does mean that the game is going to go on a little bit longer. But yeah, Oya's struggling right now. He's got to figure out a way to either get a Nexus down or pump out enough units to move across the map. And I don't think that he can use any of those.
Yeah, trouble is Oya's going up to 3 gates, but little as he knows, his opponent has a Nexus, his opponent's going up to 4 gates, and his opponent has ReV tech as well. And when ReVs come out, no matter how many Dragoons you're going to be able to build, you are not going to be able to micro through a ReV. And if the ReV gets dropped in your main, that's it. Like, that's game over, and I do wonder how long it's going to take before Oya realizes how far behind he is.
Oof. I think he probably realizes it at this point. Like, it's hard not to realize it. Like, you've lost, like, just a lot. Maybe he doesn't have, you know, comprehensive coverage like I do on my car, or like I did, but, like, the idea is that you don't need to see what he has to know that you just don't have a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, the one thing that may have tipped Oya off on what he's up against is he just saw an observer. He doesn't even have a robo. He can't really afford a robo either.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny seeing Last trying to defend his main against the drop that just isn't gonna come. Like, he has so many Dragoons back here, just keeping an eye out. Now, let's see if Oya can actually pounce in here. I mean, there's a ReV, there's a good number of Dragoons and some Zealots, but let's see if Oya can make a miracle happen.
I'm waiting, Qikz. You know, I'm holding on for a hero here, but I don't know if Oya is that hero. He's gonna try to push forward, but obviously it's more versus less, and Reavers versus no Reavers. So in general, not gonna go well for Oya, and he actually might just tap out knowing that he has so much less. But I think he's gonna try for one last hurrah, and it's not going to work out. So that's a little bit unfortunate. iRk, they started out with a very strong 2-0, but they get reverse swept or are on the cusp of being reverse swept here by Valhalla team.
Yep. It is worth noting that Tim did sub in at the last second, but GG is called last with a really impeccably played game off the back of that two Gateway Zealot. I mean, his pressure was really good. He got a lot of probes with that, and there's just unfortunately nothing Ouya could do, but really well played. It is a show match, of course, so these points don't necessarily matter, unlike in the main season where this would be a massive deal because every game will count and they're all playing each other. So we're going to get into our second show match, which is going to be DM versus ReV. And was that a second one?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got 11
that's like the fourth one that I've gotten during this broadcast, but I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to be professional and focused, but there's so many mosquitoes here. I can't even describe this. Like, anyway, I'm gonna go take care of that problem while you guys take care of, I don't know, whatever problems you have, and we'll be back for more StarCraft in just a second.
Yep, see you guys soon.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does. Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs. Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more, only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/Qikz. But act fast. It's a limited offer.
Coast 103.5.
Okay, for our third map, we're going to be taking a look at Desperado, a 2007 MSL map. Once again, another relatively old map in this pool, but it led to some incredibly good games back in the day, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it will do in the modern meta, as it works a little bit differently from a lot of the more modern maps. The main difference being there is no gas in the natural, but there is a second gas that's easier to take, so Zerg are not in trouble, as the main actually has two gases in it by itself. So almost like a one base map. There's lots of different variations of builds you can do. Tech builds on this map are incredibly good, but it's also very easy to defend as well, as the mineral only is choked off by some minerals which you can mine out to open up the attack path later on. The top and bottom have a gas base, as well as the left and right have island gas bases as well. All relatively easy to defend. Drops very good on this map as well.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
Tsugi tsugi to hirogaru personal computer ディスクシステムの世界。ブリザードエンターテインメントから新しい冒険を試すことができる RTS ゲームの発売が決定されました。最初は人類から取り寄せしたテラン。バイオニックやメカニックやいろんなユニットでプロトスとザーゴをぶっ潰されます。でも気をつけて同士打ちも可能です。抜群技術力があるプロトス。もし友達がいない場合、プロトスがおすすめます。あなた方の透明人間が卑怯ですが、ぜひ使ってください。そして怪物のザーグ。君の実力はナンバーズ。敵を圧倒してください。ユタリスクコントロールもガンガン使って勝ってください。応援してくださいね。
Nuclear missile ready.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for the second show match of this evening. This time we are going to be heading in to DM versus ReV. It is another show match, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on all of the previous stuff. Obviously, when we get to the main season, we'll go through all of the stats and everything. But just have a look at today's players for both of the, or for this series even. Let's have a look. We're going to be starting with a TVZ. Good news, non-Protoss fans, or Zerg fans specifically, there is a Zerg in this matchup. It's going to be J1 versus Buenaventu. That's going to be a new Tornado. We're going to have a PvP, so we can't get away from it. It's going to be Hard Rain versus CRVT. A TVP between Kiri and Incomplete. And then a TVP between Torsan and Indy. So fans of Terran, actually, you're in a good place today.
Yeah, well, also, if you're a fan of Zerg, well, hey, we gave you one game. Don't say we never gave you anything, okay? But yeah, lots of TVPs coming up. I'm guessing that Buenaventu is like Buenaventura, which means like go well or like have a cool time in your journeys or whatever. Anyway. Watch, my mind is like, I'm so sorry. That's what happens when you watch Twitch chat and try to cast at the same time. But anyway, anyway, the matchup should be better. I would say the Clan ReV, kind of the ones that I would root for if I had watched the last season. But if you haven't watched the last season of STPL, well, first of all, your life is much worse and you have some catching up to do.
Yeah.
But DM was kind of struggling. ReV kind of kicked ass there at the end. The map is New Tornado, of course, and it is another one of our maps that might look weird, but I think it actually plays out pretty standardly.
Yeah, this is without a doubt the most standard map in the map pool this time. It's just a 4-player map, very, very cool, from Pro League back in the day. One of my favorite maps from that season of Pro League, actually. It plays out a lot like Fighting Spirit in terms of it's very easy to get your third gas. It's very easy to defend with that high ground pod as well. So let's get into the game and let's see how we go with this TVZ here on New Tornado. Okay, so starting us off here in the 10 o'clock position, we do have the Yellow Terran fighting for DM. It is J1.
And his opponent on the other side of the map is Buenaventura, or I don't know what we're going to call him, because it's not Buenaventu. It's the character Max.
Yeah.
Anyway, that guy. DM versus ReV. We're starting off anew. Is this best of 5 or best of 7, Qikz?
It's a best of 5. Best of 5.
Okay. All right. Just checking. I wasn't sure if it was like the KSL Grand Finals or something. But either way, yeah, best of 5 again. We play all 4 maps regardless, as is our custom here. Oh boy. All right. So like you said, this map is like perhaps the most standard, but what's not standard is that somehow we let a Zerg into this tournament. So let's see what happens, because this is actually kind of interesting. A TVZ, and on radially symmetrical maps, if the more aggressive player spawns to the right of the more passive player, it's better for them.
Yeah.
Because they're moving towards them. And if the more defensive player spawns there, then it's kind of bad because they have to expand towards them. But actually, because of the way that the by ground rush distances work, it's actually quite a ways. Deceptively long distance between bases.
Yeah, and just to show this again, like you have this Chrysalis on the ramp. Now, I believe this one does actually have 5 armor. I know there was definitely one with that in, and it basically makes it very hard to push up this ramp, especially if you get like a lurker up here or 2. You can effectively cut all bio off from getting across this part of the map. It's really, really cool. So it is going to make it a little bit easier for our Zerg player. You can see that Buenaventura is just kind of expanding. Now, I saw that Buena said in the chat before that they are the worst player on ReV. At the end of the day, this is a show match, and not only that, but you also stood up and you played for your team, and that's something that not many people have the confidence to do.
Yeah.
So you should feel really good about that, because, I mean, I play in CPL, and I hate playing in CPL because I get so much anxiety doing it, and I mean, at least in CPL, I know I'm going against someone who's close to my skill level. In STPL, you just don't know until you get the other person's lineups, so...
Yeah, no, that's the thing. If we can have our esports pep talk here, is like literally just go out and play. Like I would say, like what percentage of Twitch chat do you think has played a game of StarCraft in the last week, Qikz? Like I'm going for like a solid 10%. Like, and that's optimistic. Like all I'm trying to say, guys, is that like whoever you're worried about thinking that you're stupid for like losing or playing badly, like that number is a very small like number. And even if it's a large number, that large number does not count because I mean they probably play even worse than you do. So 90% of the life is just showing up, so get out there and play, and that's what Buenaventura is doing. So in theory, J1 might have a slight edge here, but actually, I mean, if you had to pick teams that did better, I mean, ReV actually had a kick-ass season in the previous round of STPL. So
yeah,
I don't know if that, if even if the result of this game is going to indicate who's going to win in the end.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing with ReV as well is at the beginning of last season, they're not necessarily a newer team, but they had a lot of players that never really played in the following seasons, and when they added Medino in round 3, it just... okay, so I'm not gonna lie, but ReV didn't win a huge amount of series, but as the season went on, they were getting closer and closer due to the players they were using getting a lot better. And I mean, it just goes to show how well Incomplete was leading the team, because regardless of the fact that they were losing a lot of series, he never let that kind of affect who he was going to send out. He always sent out who he believed was going to be the best people to send out that week. And he just had fun doing it. So, I mean, another esports pep talk thing here, kind of, but that's kind of how it should be. Like, you play to have fun as well. I mean, as much as I hate it, like, there isn't a huge amount of money in Brood War, and I mean, it's probably never going to happen now, but the people who play it have a huge amount of passion for the game, and just seeing them play for even like small amounts of money, like the STPL had the biggest prize pool out of any global team league, which was $1,500, but even then, that's like peanuts compared to other games, so...
Well, hey, look, everybody had to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
Even the peasants in Paris. So, you know, there's a story of, you know, rising up against the odds as the underdog and claiming our true place in I don't know, esports, whatever. Anyway, I'm just memeing. This is at this point my mind is so like just utterly annihilated by everything I've been reading. But hey,
can the
watch
lurker
out,
eggs
Mature
finish?
Chrysalis. Here we go. The lurker eggs cannot finish. Oh no.
Oh, this could
Tragedy.
be bad.
This is actually complete tragedy here.
Oh, but luckily enough, there is sunken colonies back here. Does Buena have lurker aspect? There's no lurker being added yet.
No, he doesn't. But more than anything, he doesn't have J1 doesn't have range, so obviously that's going to make busting through a little bit more difficult. He also doesn't have wait, where are his Marines going? Oh, I think he just clicked back and they went around the wrong way. Or he split them to go check the other bases. Okay,
yeah, that's fair enough. It's funny though, he's not checking the one base that Buena's actually expanded to, so...
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay, my dude, you missed one, and it's the one that matters.
Yeah.
I guess he's just assuming that that's there. Actually, no, he's not. He just missed it. Anyway.
So J1 scanned, he's seen the tech in the main. Lurker aspect, I think, is still not done. Oh no, it is. It's done. There's a lurker at the natural now. And the thing is, this is giving Buena a chance to actually move over and maybe defend this base, but the trouble is the Hydras get spotted by the Marines. And this isn't a ramp you can block with one lurker egg, so... Oh, this Hydra goes down. This is one dead base, I think.
He lost the Hydra before it finished morphing? Well, obviously, that would make the worst... That Hydra would make the worst Power Ranger ever.
Oh my god, that Overload went down. That was unlucky.
Wasn't morphing time. Yes, it was. It was. What was even more unlucky is me trying to tell a joke while an Overlord was dying.
Yeah, so you said like a Power Ranger, right? It's all good.
Yeah, but no, because then it's the metaphor. Qikz.
This is what happens.
Timing, man.
We have a break of casting for together for 3 months or something, and then I just forget how your jokes work. So we need to get there.
One day I'll form you into the white British Dave Chappelle Qikz, and then your life can be complete. But we're one day at a time, you know.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of forging to make a sword from a chunk of metal, okay?
I'm basically, I wouldn't even call me a chunk of metal when it comes to comedy. I'm more like, I guess I'm more like a slab of stone. I'm like the stone pickaxe you make to get some proper resources in Minecraft, you know? That's me.
I was gonna say, this is StarCraft, not Minecraft. You got your crafts right, but you got your stars wrong, so... Anyway, let's watch these lurkers run around before Marines stim in and kill them all.
Well, this is a good position. I mean, the Marines are going to have trouble pushing in, but it looks like... Oh, no.
Oh, yep.
He fell for the Ling. That was it. Good play.
Yeah, how dare he.
Okay, third base attempt coming back up again. It's all looking good now for Buena. Buena's actually stabilized. I mean, Buena's supply isn't super high right now, but lurkers are really strong. So...
Yeah? I mean, they're going to stall the game out at least long enough for 3 bases to come out. Which is more than I thought after that lurker, or the Hydra died on the ramp instead of morphing into a lurker. Yeah. And Qikz, I got a burning question. When you record STPL VODs, do you include the Twitch chat with the YouTube VOD?
No.
Damn!
I don't know how to do that. Well, I do, but
Alright, guys,
it would have to be on the stream.
If you're watching this on YouTube, go back and watch the Twitch VOD, because it does... Alright, I'm just saying, you'll... Like, half the entertainment is StarCraft. So let's watch this drop in the main. Killing it, and by it, I mean the drones. Only 2 die, but they're forced off the line. 3 dead.
Oh, the Spire's going to go down as well. Oh, the spawning pool, actually.
The spawning pool, actually, is what he's focusing here. He's got to make up his mind, but how do you get up the ramp to stop this? This is crazy.
Yeah, this is...
I know. Who would win? The Overmind or a few droppy boys?
I think a few droppy boys in this case, Rapid. This is... I mean, this was a good attempt by Buena. I mean... Going into a game where you possibly don't feel very comfortable, and then, I mean, lasting 10 minutes against Terran and Zerg, I mean, let's be honest, that's not exactly the easiest thing to do. And Gwenda defended against the early Marines. GG's called. The tech goes down. And so does Bueno in game number 1. J1 takes a 1-0 lead.
My mind is like so blown at this point. Like usually I'm like trying to get in here at cast, but like that game was like super weird. I couldn't figure out what the Zerg player was doing. Like I mean, we would see it go for like the lurker egg morph, like where you position the Hydra, and then the Hydra just straight up dies. And then normally you're like, when that happens, the base just dies immediately afterwards. But that also didn't happen either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that game was like really, really weird. But it turns out all you need is a dream and some droppy boys. So
yeah.
Nice.
Okay, that's gonna take us into game number 2 when we get back after this short break. See you guys soon. For our first deep dive video here, let's have a look at the NBC Movies Survivor League map. It was actually from 2006, so it's one of our older maps in the pool. Very cool map design, one of my favorite 2-player maps to play on. The main is an interesting shape. Most of the buildable area is off to the right hand and left hand sides of the base. You've also got that small ramp heading down into your natural. The natural does look open, but it's actually not as bad as you may think. But obviously the main feature of this map is in the center. There are some bases off to the bottom half of the map as well. But the center, you have the X of minerals, which you can mine through to open up another attack path. And early in the game, there's also a small gap which small units such as Zealots, Zerglings, Marines can get through, as well as an island base in the 12 o'clock. The mains are very close by air on this map, so drops and mutalisks are going to be very strong. Welcome to the second of our deep dive videos, where we're going to be having a look at the 2-player map from the 2009 Avalon MSL. This is a very, very fun 2-player map. Early on, it's quite difficult to attack your opponent because there are so many choke points, so many little pockets of high ground. But as the game goes on, you do have the temples in the middle that you can then open up. In terms of the bases, everything is relatively normal. There's 2 choices of third, a mineral only and a gas. The gas a little bit easier to defend, but obviously further away from your main. And the mineral only is a very good staging point for attacks, and it also helps you defend your 4th base, which is just to the left and right hand side. But obviously the main feature of this map is those temples in the middle. It does take a long time, but if you do break those down, you will open up a very important attack path for later in the game. And I'm excited to see how this map is going to play out in the STPL. Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. We're going to be heading into game number 2 of DM versus ReV. It's going to be a PvP here between CRBT for ReV and Hard Rain for DM. Now Hard Rain is actually someone who beat me in the I'm just going to rapid space, sorry. Hard Rain beat me in the CPL in the semi-finals, so I've got a grudge against this guy for beating me, but it's fine. It's okay. So let's have a look at the map they're going to be playing on. This is another modern map, and it's another one of the maps that we haven't seen so far today. It's going to be Whiteout, one of my favorite more modern 3-player maps. Really, really good games on this map. Obviously the main features are the forest in the middle. One thing I will just say as well, just because I forgot to do this before, is Buena, you have played on the big stage. You just played in front of over 120 people who are watching, so you should feel very proud. And Duckphil, I will never forget your epic saga. Thank you very much for the story. I will heed your warning and be very careful. Let's get into the game.
Yeah, sure, Qikz. Okay, all right. So we're playing a game called StarCraft. We've got units and okay, Qikz. The great thing about a game of StarCraft is like usually there's 2 players.
Starting us off in the top right for ReV, it's CRBT.
Yeah, and he's got Hard Rain on the other side. I'm absolutely. I can't. This is the hard. Nobody watching this via YouTube bot is gonna understand, Qikz.
Yeah.
But like we were there. Were you there? Little, you remember that Looney Tunes DuckTales?
Yeah.
I feel like this
That wasn't
is another
Looney Tunes,
DuckTale.
DuckTales was Disney.
Looney Tunes was Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Ooh.
I'm definitely getting sued now. Holy!
Yep.
All right. Well, prepare your copy strikes, boys. Wow. All right. I've offended every cartoon out there simultaneously. Anyway, hey, let's watch some StarCraft.
Okay.
I'm focusing and stuff.
Yep. It's a PvP.
Yeah, that means that.
Gateway on both sides. It's all good. This is exactly
What are we going to do tonight in PvP, Brain?
Wait.
Same thing we do in every PvP, Pinky.
Builds.
Try to build a gateway into gas, into cybercore, into maybe another gateway, but then most likely into a robo.
Okay, this is the weirdest scout pattern I think I've seen on Hard Rain's probe. I'm gonna guess that because this is a practice show match they were doing, I'm gonna guess that this is maybe the first time Hard Rain's actually played this map. So that's the interesting thing about the early parts of STPL. And one thing I will say, STPL Season 1, Week 1 and 2, were always a little bit shaky in terms of games, but by the time you got to the end, or the early middle of this, the rounds, I guess, in Season 1, the games got really, really good, and this is a show match, so it's all good. We've had a lot of fun here. That's probably the most I've laughed in ages, and...
Oh, for sure.
I feel...
Dude,
I feel bad for laughing.
I do too, but not really. I have a guilty pleasure, and at the end of the day, come on, what else is life about? So, the biggest lesson that you can learn in PvP is, not to open your door. Because after they imagine things against you, the Protoss calumnies really starts kicking in. That's what I learned, man. Look, he opened the door, and look at this probe, dude. Dude, he's like
Mana
dropping
pylon.
calumny all
Oh my
over
god.
this. Look at that. Oh no, a second one. This is what
CRBT
happened.
with the disrespect, man. All he needs to do now is build a shield battery in the main.
That probe is a bad dude. And look at the probe right all to lawyer. I'm trying in all place. Right now, dude. I can't.
This is the lore of Stronger Dog? That's it.
It actually is, dude. And I can't believe you would say that. Stay with ability of Judge, Qikz. Oh my god.
Okay, so these mana pylons are going to stay up for a while. There is a Dragoon back here now, but of course that means the Dragoon cannot go out on the map and do any scouting himself. There is a probe here from Hard Rain at the 12 o'clock position, and that's going to be scouting around for anything coming through there, which will likely be a shot later on.
Probe is definitely there for calumny, Qikz. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh man, so finally the mana pylon's getting killed off. Obviously it's bad if you leave them there. It'll be bad for him if you have not the no place, is basically what I'm trying to say there. Anyway, so we've cleared those off. We can go back to mining and using a poor law.
Oh my god, my brain is completely broken.
I think I've broken the Qikz. I've attacked the Qikz's weak spot for massive damage.
Oh, I shouldn't be laughing, but I can't help it. Oh my goodness. I'm actually crying now. Okay, so we've got 3 Dragoons on Hard Rain's side. The awkward thing about this PvP is, of course, we had to have Yellow versus Peach, which makes it really hard to tell who is who
Oh
as
god,
well.
yeah. Wait until we have Archon battles. That's gonna be the real, the true, man. I can't wait.
Well, we're coming up to like the point in the game where things usually go horrifically badly in PvP, the 6-minute mark. So let's see what's going to happen. Interestingly, wow, CRBT is actually going. Wait, no, Hard Rain. Sorry, this is yellow.
Yeah.
Hard Rain is going for 4 gateways on 1 base, so he is going massively all in. CRBT is getting a Nexus, but going into 3 gateways and a Robo. So if CRBT can hold off long enough, I mean, this is not what you want to be doing when you're down in gateways pushing in, but let's see if he can do it. If he can hold long enough, he's going to get Reavers.
Better target firing here from Hard Rain, and honestly, the biggest thing is not to like win or fight this battle, but to stop CRBT from knowing if there's a Nexus or not. Because obviously, CRBT has 400 minerals in Nexus, and Hard Rain has them in gateways.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a massive swell of units, and like I said, this is the most nerve-wracking thing you can do in PvP is to put down a Nexus, because I mean, this is just very scary. Scarier than using a poor law. Because when you throw down a Nexus, like it only goes one of 2 ways, Qikz. Either it goes very bad, yes, or it's nice if you're dead. Wait, it's not nice if you're dead.
Okay. Whew, reset. Okay, so Hard Rain's got a lot of Dragoons now. The problem with going for 4 gateways is it's very difficult to expand. If you're building Dragoons constantly, you cannot build a Nexus. So this is pretty much the handbang timing here. If he can get in before the tech's done, before the extra gateways, 4 CRVT kicks in. I mean, he didn't go for Reavers, he went for Observers, so they're not really going to help him see how many units are coming at him. But let's see what the micro is like.
Here we go. Will CRVT's base be breaking? I don't know. He's going to have to micro back against the Zealots and the Probes. Unfortunately, StarCraft is not a democracy. And if these Dragoons want to calumny all over his army, that's just what's going to happen, man. There's no recourse there. You just have to, like, run away. And that's exactly what we're saying. So, fuck. God, yeah, this is so difficult.
You're making it harder. Okay, so this fight in the forest is actually really difficult because the units have like 1 vision or something when they're in that forest. But CRBT is maybe making a mistake here. He's pushing out, think he can win this, but it's 3 gateways against 4. But somehow CRBT is targeting down really, really well. And I mean, this is difficult because Hard Rain needed that handbag timing, and he's 30 supply behind.
Yeah, no, he's definitely getting handbanged here. This is not a positive experience for Hard Rain.
GG.
Yeah, GG. Wow. Damn, how to build a Nexus and then also kill your opponent who's 4-gating you. Wow.
That was, I mean, that was really, really well done by CRVT. We saw a couple of his games in Season 1, but a very long time ago, and CRVT, his PvP has improved a lot. Like, Hard Rain went for that massive all-in. Unfortunately, it didn't work. And that's going to take us into game number 3 with the series tied up 1-1. And that's going to be when we get back from this quick break. See you guys very soon.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
New Arkanoid also makes its appearance in STPL Season 2, a map from 2006. It's from the OGN Star League from back then, one of the early OSLs, and it's a semi-island map. I think one of the first of its kind that got major use after about the year 2004. It's one of a kind. I don't think I've ever seen another map like it. There's temples and power generators absolutely everywhere, making it very difficult to get through the middle of the map. The air units, of course, going to be very important here. The one problem all three races are going to have is the very easy to take second and third bases. They both have gas, but they are blocked by those chrysalises, so it makes it important to build a few aggressive units early on in order to get that second and third gas as soon as you can. Important thing to note, if you do open up that centre, the rush distance is very small. Next up, we have the 2009 map that was used in Pro League. It is New Tornado. New Tornado is a relatively standard 4-player map. There is only 3 bases in each corner, very much like Fighting Spirit. That was kind of the style at the time of these kind of macro maps. The main and natural look perfectly normal, lots of buildable space. There is a high ground pod outside of the natural, however, which gives you a staging ground as the aggressor to use ranged units to hit from the high ground, but you can also use it as a defensive position just to give you that extra bit of range, especially as Terran. It allows you to secure your natural a lot easier a little bit further into the game. It does make pushing out a lot harder as well, but there's also a third gas base, upper ramp, very Fighting Spirit-esque, very easy to defend, and a relatively open center, but those high ground pods are going to be an area of contention, as if a Terran player can get siege tanks up there, it can be deadly. Okay, finally we do have Whiteout, the ASL Season 7 map, one of my favorite recent modern 3-player maps that's been designed. It has a relatively normal main and nat with a ramp with a ledge that you can drop on both the natural and the 4th base. The 3rd base is kind of out in the open. It's a little bit harder to defend. You'd only have to worry about 3 choke points, and 2 of them are through the map's main feature, which is actually the use of these vision blocking doodads to create little forests, which is where the name Whiteout gets its name, as if units travel through there, their vision is completely hindered, and it makes it very difficult to see ahead of you if you don't have an air unit with them. Now there is a 4th and 5th base, they're relatively easy to defend, but the trouble is they are very far from your main and can be quite difficult to expand. And as this is a 3-player map, of course the other main is going to be very important.
Outstanding. Rockin'.
Hello guys and welcome back to the STPL. We're watching ReV versus DM, the second of our show matches today. We're about to head into game number 3. It's going to be a TVP, the second TVP we've seen today, but this is going to be on our 2-player map. It's going to be on BlitzX.
I don't know, man. It's gonna take me a while to get used to this map. I'm so like torn. Like I don't even know the rush distance is like pretty short, but then also you can scout pretty I don't know. This is so the thing about like this is a map like Flight Dreamliner where they try to make you go the long way around.
Yeah.
But if it was connected at the top, then that would actually be really sick, right? Because you could just run straight to your opponent's base if you like tore down some Zelnaga towers or whatever. Or maybe it's just open, so it's the craziest map, right? But it's not. I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, so huge thank you there to Xmog who pointed out one of the errors I made in rendering a video, so I'll fix that for the main season. Yeah, but BlitzX is going to be fun. Let's have a look at the game. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the teal Terran fighting for DM. It's Kiri, or Kyrie, depending on how people want me to say it.
I'd say Kyrie, but his opponent in the purple is incomplete. playing for ReV. As Protoss, of course. You automatically assume the race is Protoss if we don't say Protoss. It's like,
Yeah.
that's
Now
like
the
what race
reason.
Yeah.
Oh, you first. Sorry.
No, you, Qikz.
After
insist.
you. It would
Would
be
you
my
like one
pleasure.
lump or two? Okay, go for it, Qikz.
Okay, basically, Incomplete is playing Protoss here because he actually subbed in for someone. Protoss used to be his main race, but then he switched to Terran. And you know why Incomplete switched to Terran? If you don't know, Incomplete is the clan leader of ReV, and he switched to Terran because his team didn't have any, and he wanted more Terrans to be in the STPL. This guy is an absolute boss.
Yeah, no, I don't know how we deserve goodness like this in the Brood War community, but big thanks for, like, honestly, subbing in is like, have we ever seen a sub win, Qikz? I think some. I think
Yeah,
actually,
I think we
yeah, I
have.
think we've seen like one or two, but it's definitely not common. So you already know you're coming into a difficult situation whenever you sub in, especially if you have to sub in as a different race than you're used to playing. And sure, maybe he did play this race in the past, but, like, you know, you're going to be a little bit rusty. And the map is also very strange, or at least, like, you know, it's a new map. So there's a lot to keep in mind and take into account here. If you want to, like, cheer for the underdog, then yeah, Incomplete, definitely going to need your energy.
Yeah, now, Ratus, just to answer, I am still Qikz. It's just I renamed the channel to make it easier to find, because realistically, the only thing I ever stream on here is the STPL, and trying to guide people to twitch.tv/STPL is a lot easier than trying to explain how to spell Qikz and then put SD on the end. So I thought it'd be better for branding, as it were, and it'd be better for viewers as well to have kind of a more consistent set of links across the entire thing, because obviously we've got youtube.com/STPLTV and twitter.com/STPLTV, and then I got twitch.tv/STPL, so it's all good.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't believe that you got STPL. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not a common acronym and it's 4 letters instead of 3, but, like, damn.
You'd think
what a
there'd be
sick acronym.
something called STPL. Like, that's the crazy
like
thing for me.
The super truck, like, Poland League. I don't know, something like that. You know, yeah. But instead, we've staked our claim. We've stuck our tiny Martian flag into the planet of STPL on Twitch, and here we will stand until a bigger league gets STPL and they make us change it. But anyway, for now, here we are. And here's the scouting SCV. Finally finding Kyrie. Surprise! Finding Incomplete. That's where he was on a 2-player map.
Oh, the SCV gets the probe.
Wow. Well, surprisingly, an SCV, the best worker, is able to win against the helpless, defenseless probe.
Oh, I wish it was like that. It's not that easy. Probes, like, when you're playing the game as Terran, probes come into your base, and you're like, why does this probe have, like, 12 armor and, like, 500 health? Why isn't it dying? I've been hitting it with this SCV for, like, a year, and it's still not dead. But when you're watching it, like, this is the thing. When you watch Flash, as, like, I mean, Flash is the main Terran, so he's always around, right? Obviously, he's going into, like, semi-retirement until he goes to the military now. But he just makes Terran look so broken. But when you look at other Terrans, like, no one else can do that. Like, no one can make Terran look that broken as Flash does. It's just ridiculous. Okay, stop reading Twitch chat rapid, it's bad for your health.
I can't, Qikz. I can't stop. I know I have a problem that I need to fix, but I can't stop. It's too much, Qikz.
Just be
no
glad.
Human being should be forced to. This is like a human rights violation.
Okay, well.
Okay, all right.
I've kind of let everything out my system now, but just to go on a little bit about you saying a bigger league might come along and steal my thingy. Well, if you don't want that to happen, like, SCPL may be a community tournament at the moment, but I want to grow it bigger. And if you want to help grow the SCPL bigger, so I can become that bigger league that gets people off of my own URL, then you can help support the STPL on patreon.com/Qikz. The link appears in the ads at points during the ad breaks and stuff. And also it's linked in the chat. So if you want to support, do it there. That's the best way to support the STPL.
Okay. All right. Qikz, man, I'm in a bad way, man. I need professional help at this point. Like,
it doesn't help. Cadenzi is definitely stirring the pot on this one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is like
it's
clearly some calumny going on here.
Okay,
wow.
So Kiri's going for a dropship. Very good on this map. If you noticed in the ad break and saw the sort of map deep dive videos I made for Team Liquid, you'll know that the airspace on this map is incredibly close. You actually have vision of this high ground just about with this barracks due to the way this high ground actually works. That's why it's not really used in very many maps. It's this, Forte, and there's also the recent map that was used in the BSL, I think it is, in one of the ladder tournaments. It's that foreign made map, the one with the rusty tile set that I can never remember the name
Trespass?
of. Oxide.
Oh, Oxide. Wow.
Yeah, Oxide uses that high ground as well.
That's super weird.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, to talk about the game as a whole, we're watching.
Oh, this drop is not good.
No, definitely not. Actually, he's not focusing down the tank and the dropship, but he is targeting down the mines really, really well. Oh! My goodness, he missed one. No! Oh my god, that was the worst mine to let go off, and now he's gonna lose 2 Dragoons just to mines. The tank will die somehow in siege mode.
Yeah, the probes killed it.
Here we go. Wow, that was really nice. I definitely thought that could have gone much worse, but yeah, everything died there. Oh, is he gonna lose a dropship? Actually, one more.
Nice, incomplete. Doing a really good job so far. Losing another Dragoon there, a little bit unfortunate, but you know what? He survived past the initial drop. He has survived most of the mines. Really nice target firing. Huge thank you, XMug, for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and I wish you luck. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to break myself again. Let's ignore everything I just read. And just in terms of what's going on in the game, it's 4 gateways, Citadel's done, Robo's done, and we should see a Templar Archives and some Arbiters coming in very soon.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what. Once you push the dropship out too, you can be a lot more proactive with things like Arbiters, because you know that at least for the time being you're probably good there. Although I will say, like, if you had to pick a place to build a cannon, like, just put it up on the top of the screen, like that's where it's coming from. Okay. But actually we're being proactive. Here comes, like, what is that? A control group of zealots across the map?
Yeah, and there's not actually that much defending. Oh, nice block with the SCV though. That's going to make it a lot harder. 3 tanks now, 2 tanks even. 4 vultures. The repair going down on the vulture, on the bunker. So strong. Kiri.
Yeah, and on the tank in the back too. This tank is living forever, and the other tank is
wow.
So it's actually dealing a lot of damage. What is that attack? I have never seen that attack before, Qikz. I get that it's a new map, but who runs 12 zealots right up the main?
That was, you know what? That could have been a very good timing attack if he just ignored the bunker. Like, if he goes past the bunker, gets on top of the vultures, on top of the tanks, suddenly Kiri doesn't really have that much. So, I mean, it was a nice attempt by Incomplete. It does give him time to secure his 3rd base now in the bottom right with the gas. And things are looking okay for Incomplete still. I mean, his supply isn't very strong right now, but he's going to be able to go into his tech soon.
Yeah, the tech. I honestly, at this point, Kyrie is either waiting to, like, hit a huge production round, or macro slipping just a little bit. Although with his 3rd base coming down,
yeah, he's supply blocked. That's the problem.
Yeah. So he's gonna need to not only build some more depots, construct additional pylons, whatever it takes to get that fixed. Man, this is like the longest supply block of my
honestly,
life.
In this situation, I think the best thing you can do is add like 4 or 5 more factories, because you need to add them anyway, and you've got the money to do it right now. So if he does that, all of a sudden his production starts to really like go crazy once they're all built as well. He's got his third base going up. He's going to get his third gas. It's a full gas as well in the middle of the map. So, and he's also, oh my god, he's going to catch the probes going down to the third base.
No. Oh my. Oh god. Okay. Well, that's obviously not the way it's supposed to go. And look, running the vultures in, laying the mines.
Oh my god.
Classic Terran treachery. Oh, if I had a nickel forever, and now all these probes are gonna die. Oh my god. Oh god, this is terrible. Wow. Kyrie, the killing blow may just have been dealt.
Yeah, the Vulture Terrace coming in here. Oh, nice mine drag, but unfortunately the Dragoon dies for it as well. All the probes go down from the natural. A lot of the probes never made it to the third base either. And Incomplete's just stuck in a really bad position right now. Where's the observers?
Yeah, no, he just doesn't have any. He's been trying to manually target down.
Yeah,
What does he have, one?
There's two observers. One is like at the north and one is over the third gas. But the trouble is he needs them back at home.
Where they don't need to be. Yeah. Like, what are these observers actually seeing? Like, one of them is in almost a totally... Like, I get that he's scouting for more dropships to come through, or, like, you know, seeing the army positioning, but, like, you've got mines literally in your natural. Like, those need to not be there.
There we go. He gets another observer back now, so...
He's got observer speed.
Well, I guess it helps him in this specific situation, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, but I feel like also just another observer would help him. But he does have a third one, so...
Three tanks coming down to this bottom base as well. There is Dragoons on the high ground, though.
That's not bad. Oh, wow, yeah, so the Dragoons on the high ground can't actually reach that lower tank at the bottom.
Yeah, but it's only one tank that'll be there, so it's not the biggest deal. It's just he is going to have to go and deal with it. He could probably send a probe. As long as he sends, like, one probe, that tank dies.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have to make it through.
Well, the tank's focusing the
tank
Nexus, so... Okay, he needs to move quicker, most certainly. His Dragoons are bugged. They can't seem to make it down the ramp. Oh no, this is really, really unfortunate for Incomplete. There we go, he's going to pull his probes now. Oh, one hit away and the Nexus is going to go down. There goes the Nexus.
Oh man, he killed the tank just seconds after it killed the Nexus. That's a heartbreaker, because like honestly, that base was
and look
really
at the middle of the map.
only thing keeping him in the game. Yeah, now this is the push.
Yeah.
24 minerals, and he's still managed to mine out like 2 or 3 patches. That's pretty impressive. These SCV's been working overtime.
Yeah, now the mines have finally been cleared out outside of his base, but unfortunately, what is he going to do against this Terran army? It's mostly tanks. It's 2-1 against 0-0-0. There is a Reaver, but unfortunately you would need, like, Snow to, like, assume direct control over that specific Reaver. GG, well played. Incomplete taps out, and DM take the series up 2-1.
Yeah, wow, DM really killing it. Obviously, you know, a sub there with Incomplete coming in. Oh well, I guess their roster was incomplete. Put some shades. Anyway, that sucks, but hey, 2-1 for DM. Can't argue with that. That means that we are going to be going at least the full distance to 4 games. We'll have game number 3 coming up in just a minute. So don't wait.
Game number 4, but yeah, we'll be back in just a second.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
次々と広がるパーソナルコンピューターディスクシステムの世界。プレザードエンターテインメントから新しい冒険を試すことができる RTS ゲームの発売が決定されました。最初は人類から取り寄せしたテラン。バイオニックやメカニックやいろんなユニットでプロトスとザーゴをぶっ潰されます。でも気をつけて同士討ちも可能です。抜群技術力があるプロトス。もし友達がいない場合、プロトスがおすすめます。あなた方の透明人間が卑怯ですが、ぜひ使ってください。そして怪物のザーグ。 君の実力はナンバーズ。敵を圧倒してください。ユタリスクコントロールもガンガン使って勝ってください。応援してくださいね。
Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear launch detected.
Hey, how'd I get here? What the hell? I need that college money.
And here we are with the final of our STPL Season 2 map deep dives. This time it will be Multiverse, the map from the most recent season of ASL, that's Season 8. An amazing map with very different games possible depending on the places where you spawn. If you spawn in close positions by ground, the fact you can block the map in half is not. Hello guys and welcome back to the STPL. My name is Qikz, and well, I mean, you would know that by now. I went into a complete, what's the right word? What's the word when you muscle memory? Yeah, I kind of went into muscle memory, but either way, we're here for DM versus ReV. We're on game number 4. DM are up 2-1. What do you think's gonna happen in this game, Rapid?
The cold embrace of death will finally take me, and I won't have to watch it anyway. Honestly, DM's killing it. I think Tosan is one of the stronger players. Indie, I don't think I've watched a game of him playing for ReV, so I don't totally know. So I would say DM have a great chance to take it here, Qikz.
Okay, well, we're going on to Desperado. We had an amazing PvP on here before, so let's see what this TvP is going to be like in map number 4. Okay, starting us off here in the top right hand position, we do have the orange Protoss fighting for ReV. It's Indie.
And his opponent on the other side is Tosan, playing for DM as Terran. So yet another TVP. It's like Series 1 was like PvPs, and now we got just TVPs everywhere.
Yeah, TVP, I mean, it's better than PvP, so TT1, this map is Desperado. The important thing to note about this map is there are 2 gases in the main and 10 mineral patches. So you basically have 2 bases in one. The natural base does not have a gas. The closest gas is either going to be the island base in between or the base at 12 and 6. So it'll be kind of interesting to see exactly how this is going to play out in the PvP we saw. We saw a lot of drops.
Yeah, good point by TT1. This actually does look a lot like a StarCraft 2 base, like the 2 gas and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Thing is, though, in StarCraft 2, like, 2 gases is just 1 base, right? If you think about it, like, the economy you get from 2 gas is kind of like the equivalent of 1 gas in Brood War. Like, don't you mine less gas in StarCraft 2 or something? That's it?
Yeah, but you also need less gas comparatively.
Oh, okay. That's strange, then. Why do you have 2 gases? I've never understood that.
Well, the worker travel speed is faster, so it doesn't, like, the economy, like, you can't compare it like at all because there's too many like different factors. Like, you only carry 5 instead of 8, but like, you know, the number of workers and the rate at which workers mine is different. Like, you know, like probes mine like slightly faster because they have like higher acceleration or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, in StarCraft, the acceleration for all the units is just like all like totally weird. Anyway, it's yeah, basically incomparable. But hey, 2 gases. Nice meme.
The other thing is, Tosan's found you, so you are now saved. Well, I don't know if you're saved, but he found both of us down here in the bottom of the map. The one good thing about this map is I kind of feel like this map was made by a Terran player who got gas stole too much, and he's like, no! I've had it! Not again! So he built a better map with 2 gas in it. in the main. You can't get gas stall on this, so it's good. Artosis is probably like this map, actually, in TVP.
Yeah, Flash would not like this map, because every time he gets his gas stolen, he wins the game. So.
Yeah. He's like goading people to gas steal him at this point. He's like, no, come and do it. Come and gas steal me. I'll just kill you with Marines and SCVs. Doesn't matter, I don't need gas.
Yeah, what do you even need gas for in TVP? Just win with Marines. Easy.
Okay, well, they've both scouted where each other are by virtue of checking the other bases, so it looks like unfortunately Torsan didn't realize that that probe would have been coming from the second scout, so he is going to be going into the wrong base here, but the good thing is we're in cross position, so it should make it a little bit easier for Torsan and Indy to both expand. It wouldn't surprise me to see the island bases taken for both of them, and we've got 2 gates coming in for Indy off of 1 base, so well, I guess it's technically 2 base, to go for a little bit of aggression.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of like, what does aggression even look like on this map, Qikz? Because like, A, it's gigantic. B, like people just have like the craziest amount of resources. Their bases are in like the wrong places. Also, I'm kind of curious. Can you infest the stasis cell prison?
No.
Because like, if there was a place that would create infested Terrans, like
infested
that would be
Protoss. That should be it. Make infested zealots. Infested zealots would be really cool, but also broken. Like infested Terrans are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you mean more broken than
normal zealots. It's hard.
Yeah, normal zealots.
It's really difficult, but it's possible.
Well, I believe. StarCraft 3, it's coming. It's out there.
The truth is out there.
Anyway,
All we need to do is break into Area 51 with everyone else and we'll find it. That's what
with
it
the
is.
Boys.
Yeah. I've got my Naruto run ready. I can run straight past the bullets.
I'll take things Qikz should never say on a date for 500, Alex. Jesus. All right, so here we go. We're back in it. Yeah, I'm controlling myself. All right. I'm good. I've never laughed before in my life, Qikz. The Dragoons are gonna catch the Vulture coming out, and that's actually really huge because obviously one Vulture can just like completely ruin your day. So the Vulture does actually survive, but it should be able to be dealt with on the other side by either like Dragoons that are popping out of these gateways or whatever. But honestly, I don't know how you break through this with just a few Dragoons. Actually, whoa, that's
this is a lot of Dragoons, yeah.
Yeah, and the bunker's not done. He needs to focus the SCV. Whoa!
The bunker's gonna die, and it doesn't matter. Like, there's no Marines left, and the trouble is he's going for full Vultures. He went for speed first, so mines aren't done. He's gonna rely entirely on SCV micro here to try and survive. That's a good surround. But is it enough?
Yeah. This is really bad. Like, you never run your Dragoons into SCVs. Like, SCVs dominate Dragoons. It's not even close.
Oh, he's got 2 idle Vultures as well. Finally, he's noticed where they are. But speed is done. Speed and mines are done. This is when it's getting really problematic because he doesn't have a robo yet. Well, he's got a robo, but no observatory. How's he going to get these Dragoons out? They're just stuck. This is
really weird.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a situation like this because these Dragoons. I think honestly, what you do is you like mind drag and like sack 1 Dragoon to get the other 2 out because you need those 2 Dragoons on the other side of the map.
The
2 Vultures.
block!
Oh, nice block on the ramp. That's actually fantastic. I mean, there's still mines, so that sucks. But you can maybe trigger. Oh wow! Did he actually do that correct? The micro? Yeah, he did. Wow, that's really impressive. So Indy doing a really good job kind of securing his base again against these Vultures.
Yeah, here we go. The Dragoons at the front again go down. There's the mine drag going in to try and get the Vultures. Wow, how did that Dragoon survive? Okay, it's dead now, but yeah, I mean, eventually this gets cleaned up. But the kind of funny thing is, Torsan, he's on a base with 2 gas. He's only taken 1 gas, and he's building nothing but Vultures. Like, this man, you give him 2 gas, he doesn't want it. He wants the challenge.
He wants to play hard mode. Like, there's no victory in winning easily.
Okay, let's see if these Vultures can be a little bit more deadly than the last ones. Now, Indy's doing a really good job making use of this mineral field, or these mineral fields. It makes it really easy to block these off. So the vultures are going to do absolutely nothing. But here we have the tanks. This is kind of the more natural TVP way of playing. You kind of can't win with just vultures. You do need those tanks. And with that second gas, he's going to be building a lot of them when he gets it.
I was just saying, yeah. I actually haven't seen players rush the double gas very often. Like I'm sure that there is some stupid cheese strat where you do that. Guess I just haven't seen it quite yet. But it is actually weird having double gas in your main and then no gas in your natural. This is like, I'm just all kind of weirded out by this map. But I guess, like, we probably will see it like there become a more standard way to play, probably finding a way to drop these island bases with gas, because honestly, like, there is no gas other than what's in your main and at the 12 and 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, aside from those islands, you know. So you either have to find a way to like way extend through like 1 2 3 4 so many bases to get to these like north and south bases, or try to take the island to get that next gas.
Yeah, I mean, you can either... another really powerful tool on this map actually is just because of how easy the mains are to defend, you just take another main. Like, especially as Terran, you can wall it off, you can build factories in there if you need to, you get like 5 tanks. That ramp isn't being broken, so it'll be kind of cool to see exactly how this is going to play out a little bit later on in the game, because, I mean, in that PvP we saw kind of stereotypical late game PvP, which was just nothing but drops, but eventually someone's going to have to give, and oh wow, really nice move by Indy to keep that blocked.
Wow, yeah, no, Indy's blocks this game has been like he's playing with Duplos instead of Legos, you feel me? Like, he knows.
Okay,
he
that's
knows which blocks
unfortunate
to
they get
use.
in.
I mean, they do get in, but at the same time, like, it's only 2 vultures with 1 HP, and so they do have to be careful. Like, you gotta honestly just go kill them.
Boom.
Yeah, there it is. He's killing them with probes. Yeah, this is the worst vulture driver's nightmare, or the vulture driver's worst nightmare, dying with probes.
Yep,
Oh, nice. He gets the second one.
Does he kill it with the same probe? Because that'd be good. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Looks like we are actually going to have a drop at the main. There's a turret here, though, and a good number of tanks already. Could this be a little bit of an overextension? A great wall here with the engineering bay and barracks. Oh, I'm not so sure about this, Indy. Indy needs to pull back.
Yeah, I honestly, like, don't overextend. You don't want to be a dummers.
You said that, and I just looked down at Twitch chat, and I see what was going on.
Yeah. As soon as you begin speak.
Oh, carriers, here we go.
All right. Well, nothing gets dumbers than carriers, that's for sure. So if he can get these off without getting like scanned and scouted, then that's actually pretty sick. Now, honestly, like, I guess 2 gas is okay for carriers, but the problem is, like, I mean, if this doesn't work, then that's it, because you're only going to be expanding to other mineral bases, and you don't really need too many of those. So
well,
let's see.
The best play here for Indy is to definitely take another. Thank you for the follow, Thaddy Daddy. That's a great name. You can easily take the island with carriers because it's really well defended. There's nothing Terran has that can beat it as such. So he needs to take that island as soon as possible, pretty much here. I mean, Torsan, he's going to need to eventually scout what's going on, but there's still no scanners. I don't even think he has an academy yet, so he is not going to know about these carriers coming. And that's when it gets really dangerous. Like, he's not going to suddenly have a flood of 8 Goliaths at a time, because he's just not going to be building them.
It's weird because, like, you assume that Terran has scans, right? Like, it's just part of the mechanics that you go through the game with. But you actually do have to build it. So without scan, he's not going to see these carriers in time. And, I mean, I guess this is the best case scenario for a Protoss player, right?
And there we go. There's the island. Honestly,
yeah, wow.
Indy could take the other island as well, even though it's right next to his opponent's base. Oh no, okay, here we go. So Torsan does have a dropship now, so he's going to be sending that over the top. He really should have dropped an SCV off to expand first, but I mean, at least with Terran, you can kind of float a building over. But he is going to go around the very top of the map, drop into the natural. But is he going to be able to see the carriers with this drop? That's going to be a massive scout if he can.
I mean, if. That's a big if.
Yeah.
We'll see. Wait, how many carriers are out right now? It's
none.
None, right? Yeah, okay, all right. So we're about to see those first 2 pop out. And, you know, 2 carriers, it's not, like, nobody wins the game with 2 carriers, okay? So
yeah.
It's going to take a lot more.
Oh, this is a strong drop.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see triple Stargate because you need 6 carriers as fast as humanly possible.
Oh, that tank positioning is so good.
Yeah, but the Dragoons actually stop the drop from getting into the main, so that's actually huge because not only does it not scout the carrier, but it protects the probes in the main, and I guess the probes in the island are safe. But
that's a nice pickup.
Yep.
I like how he queued up the drop on top of the tank, so he unloaded on top of nothing because the tank had already flown away. But I mean, Indy's playing this really well.
Things to do.
Yeah, he's focusing on building his carriers and his interceptors, man. This is what he needs. He's got the carrier upgrade. That's going to be 8 interceptors per carrier. Is there air upgrades coming? Yes, there is. +1 attack already on the way. 2nd cybernetics core done as well. Really making use of that double gas. And he's about to have a 3rd gas coming soon as well. And a 2nd forge. Or is this the first forge?
Yeah, I saw the 2nd cyber core and I was like, is that like a 2nd observatory? I was like, no, wait, you can upgrade out of that. So,
yeah.
These are going to be scarier carriers, Qikz. Because not only are they going to be more
scariers.
That's what they are, Qikz.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
They're
going to be very highly upgraded, and you're right. He is going to get scanned eventually. I feel like if you're Terran, you don't get scanned. Like, what are you trying to like play hard mode? You trying to like win with a special achievement or something?
This drop is going to see the Stargates and everything. This is kind of funny. Oh, is he going to see the carriers? Scan going down. Oh, he scans it anyway. Yep. There we go. Sees a carrier pop out as well now. Oh, I was going to see if he hides the other 2 carriers, he could maybe like bamboozle him into thinking there's not much going on. I mean, it was a good drop. He killed a few probes, but the most important thing is he saw the carriers.
Yeah, but the problem is he instantly started an armory, and so that means he is not going to be able to start building Goliaths for a while. So honestly, just pushing out with these carriers, there's nothing that shoots up.
How did he not have an armory yet? That's a massive mistake.
Yeah, because honestly, you want to get that +2 versus Protoss like as fast as possible. He didn't even have an armory. He doesn't even have a single Goliath. Literally, just I don't blame Indy for not moving these carriers because like there's no anti-air. He's got to notice from this army comp that there's just no anti-air. Although he doesn't have too many observers either. Yeah. So.
Okay, well this is going to be a great tragedy here because these tanks are going to do a lot of damage on the ground and there isn't enough carriers to kill stuff super fast. But even bringing SCVs here to try and build like 5 turrets at once, it's not going to work. You're just going to lose your entire army.
I mean, it is going to take a while for these carriers to kill off all these tanks, and I guess that's going to be bad for... Yeah, Tosan's in a terrible spot right now. He's going to lose everything here. Oh my god, this is... Wow, this is pretty whack, Qikz. I don't know if I've seen a game quite like this before.
Yeah, this is... I would like to say that this is like the... because of the map, but honestly, it's because Tosan just played so greedy. He didn't build an academy. He didn't build an armory. Like, you're on 2 gas.
Yeah.
You're on 2 gas. Go for an armory. Go for academy. Get the scanners. Get your double upgrades going. You've got so much gas. There is no reason not to do it. And he's only just now starting Goliaths. Like, this is way too late.
Trying to get us to the 8th match, Qikz. We might be going there. I can't believe that he just didn't have any of the things that he needed when he needed them. So here we go. We're finally up to I think 6 carriers, right? Let me find these pesky carrier boys. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 6 are about to pop out.
Yeah. I mean, this is just game over. Like, it doesn't matter how many tanks you have. Like, unfortunately, while tanks are good, they don't shoot upwards. Luckily enough, he's not killing Qikz in the stasis cell, so I'm safe for now. But nice. Yeah, okay, so he's going to push in. I usually don't like to call games too early, but there is absolutely nothing he can do about these carriers. Like, he's never going to be able to get enough Goliaths now.
Yeah, too little, too late. Can't, like, you gotta have an armory versus Protoss. Like, I think the armory itself fires a laser beam that kills the Protoss player. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, plus 2 attack is essentially like getting a weapon of mass destruction for all of your units. It's kind of crazy.
The tanks fire nukes essentially
Yeah.
at that point.
I mean, I
Is
think
he gonna lose
they
a carrier
actually
here?
do.
Oh man.
I think, like, in lore, like, tanks fire nuclear warheads or something.
In the lore?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
Because it's called, like, a crazy name, the siege tank. Arkanoid shot, or Arc-like shock cannon. So, yeah, I don't know.
that's so epic. Oh. Well, anyway, these carriers are gonna kill everything. I mean, actually, he's running them right over the Goliaths, and there's only 4 of them, so that's a little bit of a misstep. But in general, the carriers will never die, and that means that eventually, these 2 more carriers that have popped out need to be rallied across the map.
I mean, he doesn't even need them. Like, he can just kill them with 4 carriers. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
when you skip armory for so long, you will die to carriers. It doesn't matter how many tanks, how many vultures you have. It doesn't help. Like, you can get 1 billion turrets and they will eventually all die. So, all the units are getting on top of the production, and this is going to be game.
Yep, there it is. GG. And Indy will take this game to tie the series up at 2-2.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, we're going into the ace match, actually. I completely forgot. We're going to be heading into another break, so we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. I'd also like to say hi to my friends in chat who have actually shown up from my real life, which is very confusing. Well,
Oh gosh.
it's very worrying, so see you guys in a minute.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
Neo Arkanoid also makes its appearance in STPL Season 2, a map from 2006. It's from the OGN Star League from back then, one of the early OSLs. And it's a semi-island map. I think one of the first of its kind that got major use after about the year 2004. It's one of a kind. I don't think I've ever seen another map like it. There's temples and power generators absolutely everywhere, making it very difficult to get through the middle of the map. The air units, of course, going to be very important here. The one problem all 3 races are going to have is the very easy to take 2nd and 3rd bases. They both have gas, but they are blocked by those chrysalises, so it makes it important to build a few aggressive units early on in order to get that 2nd and 3rd gas as soon as you can. Important thing to note, if you do open up that center, the rush distance is very small. Next up, we have the 2009 map that was used in Pro League. It is New Tornado. New Tornado is a relatively standard 4-player map. There is only 3 bases in each corner, very much like Fighting Spirit. That was kind of the style at the time of these kind of macro maps. The main and natural look perfectly normal, lots of buildable space. There is a high ground pod outside of the natural, however, which gives you a staging ground as the aggressor to use ranged units to hit from the high ground, but you can also use it as a defensive position just to give you that extra bit of range, especially as Terran. It allows you to secure your natural a lot easier a little bit further into the game. It does make pushing out a lot harder as well, but there's also a 3rd gas base, upper ramp, very Fighting Spirit-esque, very easy to defend, and a relatively open center, but those high ground pods are going to be an area of contention, as if a Terran player can get siege tanks up there, it can be deadly. Okay, finally we do have Whiteout, the ASL Season 7 map, one of my favorite recent Modern 3. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for the second ace match of today. 2 show matches, 2 ace matches. What can I say? We like to give you a treat here on the STPL. And it's going to be another Zerg. So yet another treat because Zerg fans only had one Zerg who unfortunately did lose his EVT. This is going to be a ZVP and it's going to be over here on Carthage 3.
Carthage 3. So is this the first or second time we've seen this map? This is the first time we've seen this map, right?
Yep, first time. Unless you watched the 2009 Avalon
what's
MVC.
unique about this map, Qikz?
Okay.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, so this map, it's a vertical map, obviously, spawns in top and bottom. There are temples separating the top from the bottom in the middle, but there is paths around the edge, so it's not like a semi-island map or anything. It just means if you want to push early on, you have to go over some small ramps instead of the big open center. If you break down those temples, which takes a while, obviously, they do have 5,000 health, then what you can do is you can push through to the middle only. Let's get into the game and I can show the map off a little bit more. But basically, it's a PvZ, it's between Scarfs and Yop. Okay, it's not best of 3, but yeah. So, starting us off in the top left is going to be Scarfs fighting for red. ReV even.
And his opponent on the other side is Yop, playing for DM in the purple as Zerg.
Now, Yop is a really weird name because in the UK, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a kind of yogurt. There was like an advert, like an advertising campaign, which was like a jingle, which was like, "Give me Yop, me mama spoon Yop, me mama give me Yop, me mama when the morning."
All right,
It was cool. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Well, either way, I'll remember that. But just in terms of the map, here are the temples in the middle, 5,000 HP on each of them. If you scroll out a bit, you'll see the 2 ramps on the right and the left. And basically, they make it harder to push in the middle, or they make it harder to push around, because it's obviously a very tight choke almost. So your units bunch up a lot. You then have to push up a ramp on the other side as well. If you break down the temples, it gives you basically free reign over the map. But we'll have to see exactly how this is going to go.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the human condition of StarCraft is that we have to see how things go. So.
Yeah.
Probe scouting, obviously, it feels good to get that information as quickly as possible. I think the biggest impact on this map, because you know where your opponent is going to be blocking, and so that's exactly what's happening. So either you take your natural in another place, or you try to do this little dance as the probe. And oh wow, what? How was that? That probe was so close to blocking. I'm so surprised that wasn't a block. Also, the hatchery looks like it's off position, just like a little bit too far up, but it's the isometric viewpoint, or isomorphic viewpoint. So it's actually exactly where it's supposed to be. So all is right with the world. Wow, that's really surprising.
Wow, Forge into double cannons from Scarfs. He is playing very, very defensively. I mean, oftentimes we... Oh, he cancelled one. Okay, there we go. He's going to cancel one, get his Nexus up. It would be horrifically ironic if suddenly Yop made like 50 lings and just killed him because he only had one cannon. But luckily enough, it looks like both of them are playing relatively standard so far. Forge fast expanded to Nexus. There's not really much else you can do in PvZ minus going Gateway first, but it's a little bit more risky. And in terms of the Zerg side, it was an overpull into a second hatchery and now a third hatchery, so very aggressive third hatchery positioning here.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree. I remember, who was it that we saw in round 4 die to like a Ling Flood from this exact same position where you don't think that your opponent's going to follow up with just mass Lings, and then he does because you lose your probe.
I mean, that happened in a lot of games.
Yeah, you're right.
Happened to Bonnet as well.
Yeah, didn't Eon Zerg beat Bonneth that way?
Yep. Yep. Twice as well. It wasn't just once. It was on
Oh
New
yeah, that's
Bloody
right. I
Rage and
remember
on
that.
Icarus as well.
God, it was such a sick series. Anyway, the point is that you do have to keep your probe alive to make sure that you're not getting link flooded on the other side, so that you can cut corners like canceling that extra cannon.
Yeah.
And as is, I think there should be a second. Yeah, there's a second cannon on the way here too, because at some point, like, look, you just gotta kind of play by the rules, and that is means that you are going to need some extra defenses there at the front. Now, honestly, you might actually cancel that cannon and then put another one on the other side instead, just so that he doesn't, block the opening too much. But I think every Protoss unit should be able to funnel through there, or you kill the cannon later on. But essentially, both players have gotten their expos up, and actually, there's already a third base on the way for Yop. And I mean, this is pretty good for our Zerg player. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna have to worry about this like 5 to 6 zealot like run across the map and try to kill a base thing that's gonna happen in like a minute. But until then, he'll be totally fine.
Yeah, and the probe's going to go down here from Scott. Oh my god, the probe. No, it does go down. He can't get any further away. A little bit unfortunate there for Scarfs. Doesn't get in to see the Spire. But I mean, this is still a relatively normal game. Even though the hatchery position is very far forward, there's no Hydra Burst coming. And there's no second gas either, so it's not going to be for Mutalisks. So he's just going to play this standard.
Zerglings coming across the map, obviously, just to scout and soft contain, not really able to do anything. This is why you get that second cannon.
Yeah.
Because there are bad players that will run 8-lings through a cannon. Maybe they lose most of them, but somehow, some way, they'll get in. And obviously, that does not feel very good. So,
yeah, especially when you get speed as well. Like, speedlings run past cannons so quickly that the cannon usually only gets to kill 2 of them or something.
It doesn't even make any sense how fast speedlings run past cannons. It's like there's like an accelerator in them that kicks in, but just only when they're near cannons.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Lings are crazy. Like, it's crazy to think that Lings, while being the quickest unit to kill probably in the entire game due to their health, like, they probably have the most utility out of any of the tier 1 units, especially when you get to late game and, like, you get Adrenaline as well. It's just crazy. Lings are so good, man.
Yeah, no, they're actually insane. So, keep an eye on things, because while the Lings are good, they're not going to save your Overlords from dying. First Corsair already out, busy harassing these Overlords. It should actually get quite a few Overlord kills here, because the other 2 Overlords are moving up from the main.
Let's see if he gets the Scourge. Oh!
Gets one.
That second Scourge should have got that as well. It just kind of... Oh, that's really unfortunate for Scarfs.
What happens when you turn your engines off?
Yeah.
No. Not going to save you any gas money, Corsair. You're just going to die. So, yeah. Sargate into Corsair for the scout. And sure, he gets the scouting information, but he gets, like, basically nothing else.
It's going to be Corsair Reaver Rapid. Robo support bay up. Robo's up. Observers coming in. Wow. Citadel's done as well. Scarfs is super attacking super fast.
That's actually really surprising. Corsair Reaver is like a little bit of an older style to play against Zerg. Obviously, I think Corsair DT is maybe more standard. And if you want to just like do what you find on ladder, then yeah, you do this like Zealot run by that you attempt to put pressure on the third base, or I guess sometimes the natural, but mostly the third base. But honestly, the SimCity is pretty rock solid up here, unless you want to like run all the way around and attack from the back, which is I guess possible, maybe not likely. This is actually kind of a rough spot for Scarfs to be in. He's pretty contained, and I guess he does have a couple of Corsairs, right?
Yeah, and he's just found out about the second base now, so... Or the third base, even.
Where are his Corsairs? Does he really only have one?
No, he's got 2. One's flying around and one's on top of the shuttle in the natural.
Okay.
It's just kind of hard to see it.
Well, he's not producing any more Corsairs, though. So, I mean, he's trying to do a lot, right? He's getting triple upgrades and Reavers. So you can't build a lot of Corsairs with that. So now that there's only 2 Corsairs, like, I don't know if that's enough, Qikz.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he knows there's... Oh, okay, I was about to say there's no Mutalisks, but I looked at the natural and there they are piling up. So this is going to be problematic. He doesn't really have the units he needs to deal with Mutalisks here. He's got no cannons in his main. He's got no Archons yet. They're going to be a way off, actually, because I don't think the Templar Archives was begun. And, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, Reavers can't shoot up.
Yeah, no, as much as that would be... Actually, they'd still suck if they could shoot up because the Scarabs would dud. You know.
Yeah.
You know those Scarabs would dud. Anyway, yeah, you don't need to make it too much harder. I'm just waiting for us to pull the trigger. Like, there's a couple of these pesky Scourge in the main. Oh, he gets it! Wow! Dude, that's the sickest punk, like the pump fake, where you're just like, oh, I'm gonna get you, and then you get him. So, nice. And picking up these Scourges is actually gigantic because the less, or picking up the Corsairs, because now his Corsair count is 2! And that's not going to cut it. So here's this Zealot run out, or at least attempt to push out on the map and be aggressive. But how many mutas we got, Qikz? We up to 5, 6, 7?
We have 9 now.
9, yes.
Yeah, it's still funny though, because even though Mutas are really strong, like, they don't kill Zealots very fast. And there is still 2 Corsairs here. Okay, the 2 Corsairs are not going to... Oh, the Reaver! There's 2 Reavers in the shuttle. Oh my god, there's so many Scourge here. Oh dear.
Wow, this is fantastic. Keep in mind that as well as these Mutas and Scourge are doing, wow, they're actually going to stop the Reaver there too.
Yeah.
These Zealots, like, that's a lot of Zealots, Qikz.
Yeah, this is a huge number. I mean, they're going to try and push towards the natural. There is a lot of Hydralisks here already, though. It'd almost be better to turn around and come in from the other ramp. Because unfortunately, like, Scarfs has got so many units, but unfortunately none of them can deal with the Mutalisks.
Yeah, wow. Okay,
oh, and he's getting stuck in the middle as well. Oh.
Maybe that's just like not knowing the map well enough because
it's the pathfinding. No, it won't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the pathing on this map can be very weird. If you don't click to the sides, it will try and run through the middle. And the reason why I know that is because I played a TVZ on here against Cadenzi. She went for a Ling all-in, and all of the Lings got stuck on the temples. So I won. That was like 1 game I won. The rest of them, she destroyed me with Mutalisks. So.
You would remember that, Qikz. Well, anyway, there's still a couple of Corsairs, 3 to be exact. They do have +1, so even though the Mutas have +1 carapace, which is obviously pretty good against Corsairs, you don't want to like leverage your Corsair or your Muta HP that way. Fight there, because then you won't be able to dive on cannons or fight Dragoons or something in the future. So the Mutas are still scary, and they've got basically entire map control for Yop. So. He's in a pretty good spot. He's got the same supply as the Protoss players, so obviously, that's it's not great, but it's what that supply is in, and it's in stuff that lets him take the entire map.
Yeah, the problem that Scarfs has as well is he built up for that massive attack. 2 Reavers, a shuttle, both went down. A lot of Zealots went down as well, and it set him so far back. Like, how do you take a 3rd base as Scarfs right now? I mean, just looking at how many units Yop has coming from every single side of the map right now, like, what do you do against this as Protoss? Like, you can rebuild your Corsair count, but suddenly there's going to be like 1 million Hydras that are going to be jumping on your army as well.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, obviously Hydra's into things like Reavers is not that great, but I don't know if Reavers can even save you at this point.
Yeah, he's so transitioning out of Reavers. He's going into Templar now, because the trouble is, when you lose those 2 early Reavers, if there's so many Mutalisks, you kind of have to skip Reavers at that point, because they can't do anything.
The problem with transitioning out of Reavers is that you've invested so much gas, and you need the gas to invest into like
Templar
Corsairs
snipes.
and stuff, but oh man, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be absolutely massive. Like, the Zealots are hitting the Hydras in melee range, so that's pretty good. But I mean, how do you kill the Mutas? Like, the Mutas are just gonna run over everything.
Yeah, here come the oh my god, the Corsair's doing so much damage. But now there's a load of Hydras, and you lost most of your... Wow, actually, there's a ton of Zealots still left over. What the heck? Where did these come from?
I'm so surprised here. I in theory, Zealots are the first things to die, right?
Yeah.
Somehow they stay alive forever because, I don't know, that's just them. And this is like, what is this unit comp? Is this Zealot, Zealot? Like, you just literally only made Zealots.
Yeah, I mean, when you're putting all of your gas into Corsairs, I guess. He's gone 2 Stargate Corsair. He's just gone Corsair Zealot, and I mean, it kept him alive just then. I don't really understand how. But there's just so many units for Yop. I mean, he's just taking bases all over the place. 5th base is coming up. 6th base is coming up as well. And he's mining from this bottom left hatchery, so... I mean, Scarf's... How is he going to get a 3rd base, is my question.
I mean, I'm just waiting to see him do absolutely anything aside from build zealots, you know. The 3rd base is obviously the goal, but he's got to push out to do that. So here we go. We're about to push out, I guess obviously, or somewhat obviously. He's waiting for Khaydarin, Amulet, and Storm. Both of those have finished up, but the High Templar aren't totally juiced up and ready to go. So we're going to have to wait for Storm to come up. When it does, there will be a lot of it. I think he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 High Templar.
Yeah, and
But,
there's
I
no
mean, look at
Mulis to worry about anymore either.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Yop is doing. He's pulling back. He's just saying, look, I'm just going to bide my time. You're on 2 bases, and as long as I keep you there, you can't really do anything else.
Yeah, and he's fully opening up the middle as well. That's going to make it easier for his Hydralisk to fight. Obviously, if you're trying to fight down these ramps, Storm is going to be absolutely decimating everything. So hopefully, I mean, that would be really cool to see, actually, because that would be the one option Scarfs has to get back into the game. But here we go. Here, how are the Storms? Looks like the Templar are pushing up a nice Storm there. But, oh my god, there's just so many units from Yop. How, the Zealots, they're just doing so much.
Yeah, what? Like, there's so many Zealots they can't even, like, move accurately. They're running these Hydras over. These are like lawnmower Zealots.
Oh, he's losing all this High Templar now. Oh my god, that Storm.
That was actually a pretty sick Storm. Although, honestly, it did do a lot of damage to these Zealots.
Yeah, but he technically won this battle with just Zealots almost. Like, the Storm didn't do all that much, and he's won the battle for sure.
That is very true. Although I will say that when you invest in 7 Corsairs, like, you're really trying to run the guy over. And so in theory, you should build some Dark Templar because those are most effective once you really heavily limit the Overlord count. So here are the Overlords. He's going to detour the Corsairs to try to kill them.
Nice Storm at the back.
Overlords here, but yeah, the Storms are so good. That means all these Overlords are going to die. We're probably going to see a supply block here in just a second for Myop.
Oh my god, that Storm. That was so many Hydras. 12 kills on this High Templar.
And look at these Zealots go to town. Now finally, it looks like Scarf, it's time for his turn to turn. It's time for his turn to turn around. Wow, that sounds weird.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2-1 or 1-2 for Zerg against 2-0 on these Zealots. I think this has really helped him because he's not up against a huge number of attack upgrades, but things are starting to snowball a little bit. There's not really any Storm on the High Templar anymore. He does do a nice couple of Storms, but that's too much. GG, well played. Scarfs can't take in the 3rd base, and Yop is going to take the series for ReV, for DM even. Man, my brain is broken.
Yeah, for DM. No, I actually thought going into this that ReV as a stronger clan last season would have come out and been able to take this, but wow, DM come back in the end in the ace match. That's 2 ace matches in a row, and they've both been super sick. So yeah, wow, congratulations. That's actually really cool and somewhat unexpected, I might add.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really cool series. Like, ReV, obviously they didn't send out their absolute best. We had no Badinho. Trying to think of the other guy who was really, really good near the end. Yeah, Lapis Ash, it's not him. It doesn't matter, we'll see their full roster in Season 2, but this was kind of like a practice show match they were doing between each other, and I believe they both had fun, both teams. I mean, obviously, DM take the win at the end of it all. It is just a show match, though, so they get a lot of pride from this. All of ReV's players came out, like every single player here did a good job. Like, I know some of the games are a bit funky, but this is the first time a lot of them have played any of these maps, so it's kind of cool regardless. And I mean, that's going to bring us an end to today.
Wow, okay, well, some cool show matches to start things off. I'm really happy that we had such a huge turnout. We hit like almost 150 viewers for some of these games, and lots of great conversations. So a huge thanks to everybody who was able to come out and check out the show matches. And just as a way of advertising, these are show matches, but the real season is going to start soon, TM. So stay tuned for more information about STPL by following the STPL Twitch account right here. You can follow STPL on Twitter as well for more information and maps and dates and updates and everything. So that's probably STPL TV on Twitter,
Yep.
or Qikz SV on Twitter, or me on Twitter at Rapidcasting. We'll all be kind of tweeting about the same stuff. So
Yeah.
if Twitter's not your thing, then you can follow Qikz on Patreon at patreon.com/STPL TV,
Nope,
if I'm not mistaken.
Qikz.
Oh, Qikz.
Yeah.
It's just Qikz. All right.
STPL was taken on Patreon for some reason, so
Damn.
it's weird. Yeah.
How
Either
could
way, huge thank you, Rapid, for casting me at such an early time in the morning. I know this is the first time you've casted with me in months as well, so
Yeah.
your sleep schedule is probably royally screwed by this. So
Just a little bit.
yeah, thank you very much for coming out. I'm glad the games were good, and the first official cast of Season 2 will be on the 23rd of September. The first games are on the 22nd, so we'll see you guys then. Have a good evening.